Hello everybody, welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United versus Club Brugge in the Europa League, and look, very excited about it. Very excited about it. The team is out, as you can see on my right there. Apologies, actually I don't need to apologise. I can just pretend it's all to do with the suspense, and it's not really to do with the fact that we've actually forgotten to do a graphic for Ighalo, because Ighalo does start, and that gap in the attack is Ighalo. We just don't have a graphic for him at the moment, which we just realised just before we went live. We're not missing Ighalo. He is playing for Manchester United tonight, Lily. That is the team news there. So Romero, in fact, it's a bloody mess. The whole graphic's a mess tonight. I'm not happy with this. Complaints about the graphic. But the team news is Romero in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw are the fullbacks, and Harry Maguire and Eric Bailly are the centre-backs. We've got McTominay and Fred playing in the midfield. Bruno Fernandes starts. Dan James, Juan Mata and Ighalo. And I think that what Ollie's gone for tonight is a mixture of experience and a little bit of rotation. Remember when I did the preview yesterday, I said I'd be playing Chong, I'd be playing Pereira, I would be resting players for the game at the weekend. I don't think he's got the balls to quite do that, and I don't think it's a negative. I'm not saying it's a negative. At the end of the day, if you're manager of if you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, do you want to take any risks in a game that if you lose, you're going to get into a lot of trouble? So Bruno plays, Wan-Bissaka plays. Sorry a minute, let me just sort that out. Bruno plays, Wan-Bissaka plays, Fred plays as well. So back four, I think Eric Bailly was always going to come in and Romero were always going to come in. Dan James plays as well. So he's playing a lot of players that will play on Sunday. I think Matic probably plays against Everton. Martial will obviously play against Everton. But there's not really, maybe Greenwood will play against Everton as well, but there's not really a lot of change in that squad, is there? So Ighalo does start. Do you think he might be playing a 4-1-2-1-2? Says Lewis Prendy. Yeah, I mean, look, I've just gone with that because he does play two holding midfielders, and I think we'll definitely be seeing Matic and not Matic. We'll definitely be seeing McTominay and Fred playing together. So I've got a few problems in my system here. I don't quite actually know why this is doing this, but it keeps irritating me on screen. We're all right though. You can't see it. I can. It's annoying the shit out of me. It keeps changing screen, but. Ighalo, look, for the millionth time, we don't have a graphic for Ighalo. Ighalo starts. There is no fucking striker there. It's obvious. I've said it 3 times now. Ighalo starts. I'm going to change the title to Ighalo starts in a minute. There's only 10 bloody players on the picture because we haven't got a graphic for Ighalo. Martial's not there. Work it out for yourself. Go on Twitter, Manchester United. Ighalo starts. Bloody hell. Some people, you lead them to water and they're there saying they're thirsty. Like, Ighalo starts. We ain't got a bloody graphic for it. There is no striker there because we don't have a graphic for it. Ighalo starts. Do you want me to say it every bloody 10 seconds? My life. People are just thick. People are telling me to calm down, but they're thick. Anyway, back to that. I'm happy with the team. I'm happy with the team. I think that back... The trouble is, we're not going to concede today. We're not going to concede, I don't think. I think Club Brugge, without Dennis the Menace, without their captain, they are going to be a weakened team tonight. And I think Manchester United will be absolutely fine with what we've got. With regards to the bench, few people talking about that. De Gea's on the bench, Lindelof, Williams, Lingard, Matic, Chong and Greenwood. So... you look at that bench, no place for Anthony Martial, total rest. I think that's brave and good in a way. And I hope that's not because Anthony Martial's got a knock. Please do not tell me that. I really hope that that's not why Anthony Martial's not involved today. Actually, I'm suddenly a little bit concerned about that, because why would you not have Anthony Martial on the bench in case you're in really big trouble? But yeah, that's the case with that. Alphonso Davies to United. Love the channel, says Ray Martina. And... no, Martial is risky, says Lynn Hall. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is with Martial, actually. I don't know whether it's because he's out injured or what have you, but Draughty says just use Valencia. Yeah, that's going to work. We're not going to use anybody, I don't think. But let me just have a quick look at what the team is for Club Brugge, because I know that Dennis the Menace is definitely out, but they may well have another player of theirs which is out. Club Brugge. Mingale in goal. Ritz, Kozgan, Vanaken, Honoriki, Tau, De Cooper. I don't know. They're a weakened team anyway. They're definitely a weakened team tonight. Super chat from Josh Sutton. Good strong team, strong enough to win comfortably, and if it's wrapped up early, Ollie can rest Bruno, Wan-Bissaka and Shaw for everyone game, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, look, we mustn't get too complacent, because we are... it is 1-1. We have got the away goal, but it is 1-1. And it was Martial's brilliance that got us a goal. Otherwise, I don't think we were going to score last week. But remember, Bruno wasn't on the pitch. Fred wasn't on the pitch. And we didn't get hold of that game. I think with McTominay and Fred and Bruno as a midfield three, which is probably our best midfield three, with all due respect to Matic at the moment. And I think with that back four, I think we're going to be strong defensively. It's about breaking them down, getting the goal. And look, call me very premature, call me arrogant, call me what you like. I'm excited about the draw tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow at midday UK time for the Europa League draw. My famous last words. But obviously, I expect Manchester United to win. I think this game is potentially easier than Derby in the FA Cup next week, because Club Brugge have been decent, but they are missing players, and I don't think away from home, I think they're going to leave too much space. So I expect Manchester United to win this. I'd be stunned if we didn't. I really, genuinely do not expect Manchester United not to get the result tonight. If Ollie gets as fired up as you, we'll already be in the top four. Love it, says Andrew Rossi. Well, you know what? I was doing an article today for a website in Belgium, actually. They said, could you answer a few questions for a website? And I thought, you know what? I'm all about helping people out. So they said, what's the one thing that Manchester United are missing at the moment? And I said, you know, what's the one thing you would bring back to Manchester United? And I said, look, you can't bring Roy Keane back because he's nearly 50, but I would love to have a player like Roy Keane in the United team, but you can't have that. So you've got to have it in the players and in the coaching staff. And I don't think we see enough leadership and aggression in Manchester United anymore, because people think if you're aggressive, you're an idiot. But you know, you can be aggressive. I was listening to an interview with Roy Keane the other day, and he was talking about David Beckham, and obviously Roy Keane's been quite critical of people like Paul Pogba. And he was asked the question, well, David Beckham had a career outside of football when he was playing football. You know, used to walk around in a skirt and had lovely hair. And Roy Keane said, yeah, but the thing is, I as a captain of Manchester United, if I saw a player's standards drop, I'd give him a bollocking. But with David Beckham, for all the stuff he was doing off the pitch, and I didn't agree with it, but for all the stuff he was doing off the pitch, he never once gave me a reason to think that he was dropping his levels on the pitch. And I think that's just something that that Manchester United, we need to get that in there. And I think we have got players at Manchester United, your Wan-Bissakas, your McTominays, your Bruno Fernandes, your Freds, your Dan James, your Harry Maguires. I think that there are players in there that really do give a shit and really do fight every week. But are they the experience? Well, experience doesn't even matter because you have to earn experience. But are they the motivated, obsessive people that we used to have at the club? And I think one or two of those would be great. Who's the best manager after Klopp and Pep at the moment, in your opinion? Says I love this game. Well, it's not Ollie. And hopefully see Chong get a full second half, see something in the lad. 100% a case of use him or lose him, says Josh Bowater. I did hope that Chong was going to play today. I'm slightly surprised that Dan James is playing. I suppose as long as Anthony Martial isn't injured, and I've not heard that he is, I suppose if Dan James is playing tonight, you would hope that he doesn't play too long so that he's all right for the game against Everton. But looks like Greenwood and Martial will start. And I'm going to give you an early spoiler. I think United are going to play a back five against Everton. So what we'll probably do is play 3 centre-backs, 2 wing-backs, 3 in the middle and 2 up front, which could be Greenwood and Martial, which is why Dan James is playing tonight. So early spoiler, that's how my brain works. I sometimes look ahead. Everton game, he's playing James. I think maybe James doesn't start against Everton, which means back 5 again. I'll be very surprised if we don't play a back 5 against Everton, considering it's away. Man United should go for Jorginho, says Harshal Shah, and Vandy Candy says, oh no, not a back 5. Martial has got an injury, says Tyler Aiken. This is worrying. This is worrying for me. I really instantly thought, oh, he's resting Martial. And then we heard about a couple of knocks in training yesterday. This is a worry for me. A real big worry. Just a bit of a shout out as well. I try to remember to do this every game. Obviously, Flex goes to every game. He interviews fans at every game. But if you check out our Instagram feed, he actually does put little clips up every few minutes when he's in the game, in the ground. So you get to see the players warming up. You get to see reactions of the goals within Old Trafford. So if you are on Instagram, make sure you give the United Stand a follow on Instagram. The links are in the video description. It's free to follow us, and you get that inside the Old Trafford sort of atmosphere that Flex puts up on the Instagram story. So it's well worth doing. Is that Lingard up top? Says White Owl. Martial must have picked up her injury. It's a bit hit and miss here. Oh, here we go. Martial has got a slight thigh injury, which he sustained against Watford. He hopes to be fit for Sunday's game against Everton. So that's good. That's good. It's not good that he's got an injury, but it's good that we are resting him, and he should be all right for the weekend. And good to see Scott McTominay back as well. Yeah. Look, I don't know where... I want to get into that for a moment. Where do you lot fit on McTominay versus Matic? Annoying that he still has Lingard instead of Gomez. I can't understand it. Can you, Marks, is Kelt Helsler? I've never thought of it like that. It is annoying, yeah. What do you think about the Premier League Hall of Fame? Which players would you consider for it? First 2 coaches nominated will be Sir Alex Ferguson and Wenger, says Sean Miller. And Jermaine Dacre says Manchester United APP says Martial is being rested. News of him being injured is false. Okay, Jermaine Dacre, thank you for that. And welcome to Eric Hernandez, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thank you. Remember, you can join through the join button if you want to become a member. You get a little badge next to your name and access to the emojis and the community tab where you can put questions forward for the podcast. Also, thanks to everyone who's doing the super chats. You can do that through the $sign. And as Paul Robinson said, one of our moderators, 666, the mark of the devil. We're stuck on 666,000 subscribers, so please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm not happy about. I know the devil, the red devils, but ultimately 666 is an unlucky number. So let's get past it as quick as possible, especially with Everton coming up. I think we'll be all right tonight, but I'm a bit worried about the Everton game. So please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and share the video. But let me just write some of this down. HOF. We'll come back to that. That's a topic I do want to talk about as well. What else did we get? We've got a new member from Ray Martina. Welcome, Ray, to the United Stand Members Club. So where do you sit on McTominay over Matic every day of the week, says Nathan Dickinson. Thanks for that super chat. Where do you sit on the McTominay versus Matic debate? Look, I moaned when we signed Matic. I don't like Matic. As a footballer, I don't like Matic. Welcome to Michael Armstrong, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Thanks for joining, pal. I don't like Matic as a footballer for 2 reasons. 1, I think he's too slow, and 2, he takes too many touches on the ball. And actually 3, he's not very good in building attacks from. However, the positives of Matic is superb, Fleck. Matic and Mata, they both begin with Matt. That's it. If your name begins with Matt, I love you. That's Ricky. Any player beginning with Matt. I love my doormat. I love Matter. I love Matic. I love Maltesers, even though that's got an L in them. Anything beginning with Matt, mattress. I love my mattress Fleck. I love Matt. Anybody else? Matt Paint over the other crap. That silk shit. Matt Taylor, I used to love him. Anything beginning with Matt. But look, in relation to Matic, the positives of Matic are that he's Matiel. I love Matiel. But the positives of Matic are that defensively he's good. I agree with that. Defensively he's switched on. But with McTominay, I don't think McTominay is as good defensively as Matic yet. I don't like McTominay because he's got a C instead of an A. It should be Matt Hominy. I hate McTominay because there's a C instead of an A. That's not Matt Fleck. I like Matter, Matic, Mattress. I don't like McTominay because there's a C instead of an A. But I like McTominay because he's quicker, he can play a forward pass, and he's more tenacious. So I prefer McTominay over Matic. Although I hold my hands up, and I will always do this, even though it's a player I'm not fond of in relation to their playing style. Without Matic over the last month, we would have been lost. I really do think that he has done a good job for us. Hey Mark, it was this time last year that we started to drop off heavily. Do you think it'll happen again? Says Eric Hernandez. I think this time this year we could jump up heavily and do well. So I think that what worries me about Manchester United is, and all the idiot mainstream blue tickers are saying it, there's only Rashford and Pogba not playing at the moment. And what we seem to have all forgotten, apart from probably the United standards and me, because we're intelligent, we're playing every day. Twice a week. We're not playing twice. We're playing twice a week at the moment. We're playing Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday, Saturday. We're playing 2 games a week, 3 games a week if you count it from weekend to end of week. We've still got a rubbish medical staff. My problem is, and that's why I got a bit worried about Martial earlier. My problem is, oh look, Pogba's nearly back. Oh look, let's hope Rashford gets back soon. But do you really think we're not going to get any more injuries between what happened last year? Pereira got injured, Pogba got injured, Matic got injured. I think Rashford was running on empty. We picked up a lot of injuries, and who's to say we're not going to pick up injuries between? That's my concern. You get Pogba back and you lose Bruno and Fred. I don't want that to happen, but it could happen from volume of games. So Ollie needs to manage his squad. You're in good form at the moment, Mark, says Josh Sutton. I'm quite looking forward to the game tonight. Yeah, I am. Hey, Mark, it was this. Yeah, we've read that from Eric Hernandez. So, yeah, I love Matty Longstaff as well. I don't like Sean. Fleck. I don't like Sean Longstaff. I like Matty. Anything beginning with Matt, I love it. 606 is a fantastic 666 is a fantastic Iron Maiden song. Glad to see McSauce back in the squad, get the game won, then bubble wrap main players for Everton games, is Ian Smith. I'm really excited about the Everton game. And MUFC for Life says, good lineup, Matter in this game makes sense, but predominantly I'm hoping we just keep going. Bruno double and then go on to Everton, going for a 4-0 win. Yeah, I think your score predictions are always very difficult when you don't know where the... Fleck, best defender of all time. I'm going to shock you here, even though I hate Liverpool and I'm a Manchester United fan. Best defender of all time, Dominic Matteo. Oh, brilliant, absolutely, because it begins with Matt. Matic is the best though, and Matter. So yeah, I think that I can't say this enough. I'm going to respect Club Brugge. They went to the Bernabeu and they got a draw. They came third in their group in the Champions League. They weren't Europa League B-Techers. They actually came down from the Champions League and they were in PSG's group, Galatasaray's group and Real Madrid. And they didn't get knocked out altogether in fourth. They came third and they drop in the Europa League. But they are missing 2 or 3 of their good players tonight. And I think they've got more holes in their back than a hedgehog asleep in a dinghy. I think that there is gaps there to exploit. And I think United's problem last week in Bruges was that we went too defensive. When we attacked them in the last 15 minutes, we looked like scoring all the time. What about Matty Cash? Hope United win tonight, says Dylan Jackson. And Bruges are missing players, says Paul Lucas. And Rob Dawson from ESPN says Martial's got a muscle injury. I think Martial will be all right for the weekend, by the way. I don't like Mark Goldbridge. If he changed his name to Matt, there's a running joke. There's a running joke for people joining in. Basically, Ricky, who is my guilty pleasure on the fan cams, I have to watch him every match, even though I don't agree with most things that he says. And we agree on Martial and Shaw, but I don't agree with him on Mata, and he doesn't really seem to like Bruno that much either. But I do like listening to Ricky, but he has got an absolute obsession with Mata and Matic. So we're basically just saying that Ricky just only likes things beginning with Matt. He spends a lot of time asleep on his mattress. Dominic Matteo is his favourite defender of all time. Matt Letitia. The thing I like about Matt Letitia is he should be called Matt Letitia. His first name is Matt. This is where it all comes from, Fleck. I love Matt Letitia, and that's why I love any second name beginning with Matt. Matt Letitia, Matter, what a dream team. They'd be superb. Congratulations on 660,000 subs, Mark. Let's go for 66666 and a thrashing from United today, says Joshua Rondo. Yeah, well, I want to get past 666 because it's a dodgy number. But please do subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. And Sally Ahmed says, your thoughts on Bruno getting a rating of 6 versus Watford in the match rating video? I thought he was man of the match by far, for sure. Best player. Yeah, but we all know that Flex does a Manchester United player rating show and he gets random fans. If you want the real player ratings, you watch my match reaction, and I think I give him a 9 or a 10, didn't I? Levi Pegler says, Mark, would you ever do a live going for Goldbridge, just reading out super chats? I did do it once before, Levi. A lot of people said they prefer it pre-record. Would love to see United play Celtic or Rangers, says Finlay Rafferty. Well, look, I think United are going to win tonight. I think we're going to be positive tonight, and I think that we mustn't get ourselves running away with ourselves. I think that this Club Brugge side tonight are probably on par with a Brighton or a Norwich. They're not going to be that good. I'm more excited about the draw tomorrow. We will be live for the draw at midday, so join us for that. And I really hope that we get a good side tomorrow. But let's take care of business tonight. The Royal Mail X says, my real name is Matt. Does this mean Ricky loves me as well? Good luck tonight, guys. Thank you, pal. Marshall is what Ricky calls Martial, says Hawk said. Yeah, I love Martial. I love Marshall. I love him. Ricky also loved Darmian. Matteo Darmian. Josh Bowster. I see what you've done there. What are your thoughts on United selling De Gea for the transfer budget, says Joshua Healy. I'd be fuming. Because it's a good question, but if you sell De Gea because you've got Henderson, that means you're a small mentality club, because you're selling a player who's better than the other player because you want to raise funds. We shouldn't need to be selling players to raise funds. We've got the funds. Left out of the best Matt for sure, Sir Matt Busby, says Andrew Rossi. Yeah, and Ricky was probably around at the time Sir Matt Busby was playing. So, that's probably where it all comes from, to be honest. Johnny, Sir Matt. Sir Matt's where it all started. From Sir Matt to Matt Letitia to Juan Mata. Matt is where it's all about. Johnny, Maddison for 90 million. Matterson! And Ricky'd love it. For 90 million or Grealish for 50, which would you go for? Also, if Poch would come tomorrow, would you take him? Well, Johnny, I said this on the video I did this morning talking about Timo Werner, that you're absolutely right. If it's Grealish for 50 and Maddison for 90, I'm going for Grealish because that 40 could be used elsewhere. Kay Havertz says that Porto are tearing apart. Kay Havertz is tearing apart Porto at the moment. We do need to keep an eye on games, actually. Espanyol are beating Wolves 2-1, but Wolves have got a very, very big advantage in that game. Just in relation to the Wolves team, they haven't gone very strong. They've rested Jimenez. They've rested. Jota hasn't played. Traore has played. But they've rested a few players in that game, Wolves, because they have got Spurs at the weekend. So I expected them to lose, but obviously not to lose heavily. Basel are going to go through, and Bayer Leverkusen are definitely going through. They're smashing Porto. Sporting Lisbon look like they're going out. They're 2-0 down to Istanbul, and they've got, although Sporting Lisbon, and they've got the away goal, so Sporting need a goal. Roma are looking good to go through. AZ Alkmaar are going out. I thought AZ Alkmaar would be all right, but they're going out. And Wolfsburg are going through. Everyone else is an 8 o'clock kickoff. So that's your up-to-date on those. We will keep an eye on the Europa League games because there are a lot of them going on. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner and all that jazz. Walk looking good, mate. Thoughts on Martial's injury? Says Eliev. I don't think he is going to be injured. I think he has probably got a knock, but I think Martial will be fine. Kales Telsland says, if we smash them and lead early, who do you think is going to sub off first? Hope for Chong or for James, and then Matic so we can give Fred a rest. Oh, he'll get Lingard on again. Is it too facetious to say that United's success and Ollie's future depends on Bruno staying fit and free from injury till the end of the season? I think you've hit the nail on the head there, the proverbial. And your lineup has got no striker, says Ali Adnan Nazim. Yeah, your crotch has got no balls. You know, seriously, like, everybody knows why there's no striker there, and everybody knows that Ighalo is starting. So don't act like you're the first one to notice. Hi, Mark. What are your thoughts on Ighalo starting, says Fire. You see, intelligent comment. We haven't spoken about Ighalo starting, have we? And we do need to do that. I do want to talk about the Premier League Hall of Fame in a minute, because I think that's a really good topic. Again, it's very United rated. But with regards to Manchester United and Ighalo starting, I must admit, from the preview, I said that I don't think that Ighalo is fit enough to start games for Manchester United. I don't, but he clearly is. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do, because 90 minutes against this team, you've got to put a tenner on. You don't gamble. I'm not going to gamble, but if you were a gambling person, then you get a tenner on Ighalo to score today, because that's, this is the sort of, playing as the number 9 in the United side. We're really gonna see what he's all about if we can create chances, and also if you're playing with Bruno Fernandes, then all the more chances that you should get created. So yeah. Very good points coming in there from Elias, who says Bruno is rarely injured. Yeah, for people who don't know much about Bruno Fernandes, and I'm sure more and more of you are getting to know more about Bruno Fernandes, he doesn't have a very big, like we talk about Liverpool and how well they sign, because they sign players who don't have many injuries. Let's not forget Manchester United's record of signing players. We bought Eric Bailly, who'd been injured 3 separate times with 3 separate injuries in the season before we bought him. We bought Dalot injured, and both have ended up being injury prone. But Bruno Fernandes, in all fairness, beyond being a brilliant player, doesn't ever really get injured. So, and that's not jinxing him. He doesn't pick up injuries, which is very important. Jimmy Ladd, thank you for stating the obvious. And Ighalo is playing up front. We just don't have a graphic for him. We got caught out by there. We've got to take the L. Hit Monflea says, Mark, can you spank me? No money. No money. There is no money. There is no money that I do that. I don't even want to do it for fun with people who I want to do it with. Spanking someone's just, it's nonsense. Smart game to start Ighalo. We're not playing a Premier League team, so fitness won't be as much of an issue, says Michael Mairstar. Yeah, and I think I like that. Yeah, I like that from Michael, because actually, if I was if I was Ollie today, I would say to Ighalo, just don't run around a lot. All I want you to do is be selfish, stay on side and hang around the penalty box. I don't want you to, I'm not bothered about your fitness levels tonight, just hang around the box. Our job is to get the ball to you. Your thoughts on reports that Lingard and Andreas are going to get offloaded in the summer? Do you think that's true or just paper talk? That's from Salah Ahmed. I hope it's true. I just want to say something here. I'm very critical of Jesse Lingard and Andreas Pereira and Juan Mata sometimes, and I think they've been exposed massively. Even Mata, I think, has been exposed by Bruno. They've all had a go in that number 10, and they've all variably failed in different ways. Bruno, in 2 or 3 games, has been superb there. But I just think that when it comes down to that position and Lingard, I saw Lingard yesterday in training, and it went quite viral because people were passing the ball about and he was pissing about, dancing in the background, and a lot of people took umbrage with it. But ultimately, if you've ever done any training at a high level, you don't all train together. There'll be little pockets of people training, and just because one set of people are passing the ball about, the other set might have been told by a coach to take 5. And while he's taking 5, Lingard's being a prat, dancing. I mean, yeah, he's a prat dancing, but some people think it's good to dance. I don't think going in on Lingard for having a dance on the training pitch when he probably wasn't part of a drill, I just think it's overkill, if you know what I mean. And I'm not Lingard's biggest fan in relation to the way he plays football, but I think outing him for having a little dance on the training pitch when you don't know the context of it, you know, he has done stupid things on video before, but I don't know whether that's it. I think ultimately the problem with Lingard is he's just not good enough, and I think we should be looking to sell him. And I think with Mino Raiola as his agent, he probably will go. Pereira, I don't know whether Pereira will go, because we gave him a 5-year contract a year ago. Also, would you be able to do the old firm 15T March, says Finlay Rafferty? I'll try and remember that. I predict a 4-2 win for United, says Easy George Bale 03. What's your prediction? My score prediction tonight is yes. I agree with everybody who's saying we could win it 3 or 4-0. I do. I think we could win it 3 or 4-0, and I hope that we do. In relation to Martial's injury, I just want to allay a few fears here. Martial apparently has a knock, I would imagine, and Samuel Barika says that Bleacher Report have just confirmed that Martial is injured. Look, I'm one of Anthony Martial's biggest fan. I know a lot of you like Anthony Martial as well, but how many times have I said this? Martial is verging on being injury prone. He does pick up a lot of knocks. Martial's not the sort of player that you can guarantee is going to be fit from November to May. He will miss games. Now, I think with Martial, what's happened is he's picked up a knock against Watford. It's a thigh strain. You don't play him tonight, and hopefully he's back for Everton. So I'm not worried about Martial at the moment. I just think that let's just wait and see. But with Martial, he does pick up injuries that put him out for 3 or 4 weeks. And if that's the case, this is why we got Ighalo. So, look, what I would say about Martial, let's wait till tomorrow, see what Ollie says in the post-match press conference. Let's just hope Ighalo's ready, because it might be his time sooner than later. And the funny thing is, Noah Wagner says our medical staff's rubbish. I was talking about this. I said that, look, everyone thinks when we get Pogba back, we've got a full-strength squad. At what point do you think our medical staff suddenly become good? Like, we will still have injuries, and there's so many games. There's so many games at the moment that, you know, we do run the risk of getting more injuries. I'll be very surprised if we don't pick up more injuries. Do you think the criticism of Andreas is unfair? He's played CDM, CAM, right winger, left winger, so no consistency position, has had a knock on confidence and on form, says Salah Ahmed. Andres Pereira to me is a very, very difficult one, because I'm a big fan of Andres Pereira and I do like him. But I think I've said this many a time with Andres Pereira that I spoke about Andres Pereira probably 3 or 4 years ago when he was coming through the youth setup before he went on loan to Granada. And I said, and we were linked to James Rodriguez, and I said, I really like James Rodriguez, but we don't need him because we've got Andres Pereira and he's going to be better. You get things wrong. Like, I said that Van Dijk, when he went to Liverpool, was just a Dutch Chris Smalling. And, you know, you do get things wrong. You say it with the good intentions, but you do get things wrong. And I think that with Andres Pereira, I've been proven wrong. He's not the player. I mean, can you remember that we always do watch-alongs, but we do watch-alongs for the pre-season tour. And he scored a really good free kick against Liverpool. And I was at the game against Southampton last year where he scored the one where he ran forward and hit it in on the edge of the box. I do like Pereira, but this season, I've got to be honest, I've had a wake-up call with Pereira whereby I just think that he's not going to be the player that we want him to be. And it's a shame, of course, but I just don't think he is. I don't think he's got that... I just don't think he's going to be that player. And you can say, well, he's been played in a number of positions, it's not his fault. And I suppose to a certain extent you're probably right, but I just don't think he's good enough for Manchester United, if I'm absolutely honest with you. I don't. I think he's going to be... I just don't think he's good enough. I don't think it's to do with position. I really don't. I think it's to do with he's just not good enough. And I've said this a few times about Pereira. Is he an Everton player? Is he a Bournemouth player? Is he a Championship player? Is he a French League player? I don't know. I don't know. But what I will say about Pereira and Lingard is if they leave Manchester United in the summer, they can never say they weren't given a chance. I think some players have left United and can say, I was never really given a proper chance. Lingard and Pereira can't say that. They've had loads of chances this last this last year, and have they grabbed it? How many more chances do you give them? You can criticise Pereira and Lingard, but it still falls on Ollie because we don't have a style of play. Look at Liverpool. Henderson is a contender for Player of the Year and he's average. Fair. It's a fair. Just put a tenner on Maguire to score. With Bruno about, we actually have an outlet for Slabhead to get on the end of crosses. And Kjels Helsland says, you said in the video from your video on the game, Gomez debuted, that he was the best talent of the decade. Do you still think so, or chances change your mind about that? Well, I think you've timed that to perfection, really, because look at the chances that Lingard's had, look at the chances that Pereira's had, look at the chances Gomez has had. I think if Gomez had been given half the chances those two have had in this season, we would have seen a really good player. But for some reason, Ollie won't play Gomez, and I think it's a shame. Feel like James could have done with a rest tonight, says Jordan M. Well, James didn't play last week, did he? So, as I said, my theory with Dan James is that he's going to play. He's not going to play on Sunday. I think we're going to play with a back five and play two up front. So I think that the reason Dan James is starting today, because he's probably not going to start at the weekend, I think it'll be Greenwood and Martial, or Greenwood and Ighalo, depending if Martial is fit, which I think he will be. Thoughts on resting Maguire for Lindelof in future games, says Nicholas Diane. I mean, look, we never rest Harry Maguire, so we do run that risk quite a lot, don't we? I do want to talk about the Premier League Hall of Fame, and being as we're at half an hour from kickoff, I'm just going to move it to that for a moment. So let me just get this right. The Premier League have announced today that they're going to do a Premier League Hall of Fame. Now, my initial thoughts for this were that it reminds me a little bit of the WWE, which I was just watching on BT actually before this match came on. But then I actually thought, it's not, is it? It's American sports, the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Famers. They have it with the NFL, which is American football, which is basically silly boys rugby. And the point of it is that we're basically just trying to publicise our brand, and the Premier League is a brand, and it has been a brand since 1992. So that they're going to announce the first two Premier League Hall of Famers next month, and it generated quite a lot of debate on social media today. My two selections for Premier League Hall of Famers, a lot of people were saying Alan Shearer and Thierry Henry, and I said, look, it will be Shearer because he's Mr. PC, he's so grey, he's so bloody dull, he's done everything right. Oh, Alan Shearer, top Premier League scorer of all time. He'll definitely get it. But for me, the first two people who should get Premier League Hall of Famer are Roy Keane, the best ever Premier League captain, and Ryan Giggs has won the most Premier Leagues. So if you're going to do the first ever two Premier League Hall of Famers, surely somebody who's won the Premier League 13 times, and that will never be beaten, by the way, Ryan Giggs should get it, but they won't give it to Giggs because, look at his private life. No, look at what he's done on the pitch. Don't care if he's the biggest knobhead in the world, which he's not, but I did meet him last year. But Ryan Giggs should get Hall of Famer Premier League, and he won't get it. It will go to bloody Shearer or Henry, but Ryan Giggs has won the most Premier League titles, and somebody actually was saying on social media today, it should be about individual achievements, not team achievements. It wasn't the same team that won the Premier League with Ryan Giggs. It changed. The first one had people like Hughes in it. The second one had like Beckham in it. The third one had Ronaldo in it. And there was a fourth one as well. Ryan Giggs won 13 Premier League titles. He should 100% be the first name as Premier League Hall of Famer. And I think Roy Keane should be the second. But Giggs, definitely for me. 100%. Salah Ahmed says, your thoughts on United's loss in revenue and Woodward's comments in regard to it. Is Champions League crucial for United to get better players in? I don't know, Salah. I really don't know. I don't know what Manchester United's plan is this summer. I think if you think about it a year ago, we're going to spend 200 million and we spent 60 million net. This summer they're talking about spending big again. I don't know. So I just don't know the answer to that. And I think a lot of people will get excited again and some people will be sceptical again. We'll just have to see what they deliver. Nobody expected us to get Bruno in January because we just thought we're crap, and we did it. How come a club of United's magnitude have an experienced coaching staff, out-of-depth manager and crap medical staff? It's unacceptable, says Abanaf Ray. Hey, I'll tell you what, Abanaf Ray, I'll give you something there. Ollie says Tony injured, don't know how long it will be, says Shiam Ia. Oh, for God's sake. For God's sake, man! For God's sake, man! What's going on? It's because he's... I'll tell you what it is, Flex. It's because his name's not Mattiol. If he was Mata or Matic, he would never get injured because they're superb. But because he's got an R between M-A and T, that's why he's injury prone. And I love Marshall. But he has got an R where it should be Mattiol. Mattiol. And he wouldn't get injured. But because he's got the R, he's just not quite there. Thanks, Ricky. But, yeah, look, I'm disappointed about Martial being injured. Of course I am. I am. But Chris Beard says that Solskjaer didn't say that. But it has been said that Martial is injured. So, you know, we've got to assume that that is true. But I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back on Sunday for Martial. I think tonight's about... Look, end of the day, does anybody worried about Club Brugge? Because I'm not. Abdul, I did see troops saying that Perez is better than Giggs. Foolish. Welcome, Pumpkin Spice Latte, one of my favourite names on the YouTube, on the live comments, is now a member of the United Stand Members Club. My night is complete. Thank you, pal, for joining the UNM Members Club. Ighalo is up front, PM. Yes, we know that. We know. The reason, for those who've joined us late, the reason Ighalo is not up front on there is because... we haven't got a graphic for him. And we only realised a minute before we went live, and now we can't do anything about it. So, Ighalo does play up front, yes, but we don't have a graphic for it. What transfers are key for United in the summer, says Salah Ahmed? Well, we need a right winger. We need another midfielder. We need another midfielder if Pogba goes. So, and we probably need a striker as well, don't we? Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're trying to get to 667,000 tonight. We're on 666. I don't like 666. So... please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We've got fan cams after the game, match reaction, watch along all the way through, transfer shows, previews, call-ins, everything. And it's all about real fan opinion on this channel. Whatever it is, we will give you that platform because that's where you get... it's not scripted, it's real. And welcome to Maxwell Erzrin, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Stephen Moran says, thanks for the contribution. He says, James is overplayed, but needs to improve his end product fast before people start questioning his ability to compete at this level. Shout out to Ireland. And Brits Abroad 1354 says, just watch today's show referring to Werner, as United will only buy 3. I'd go for Koulibaly, Sancho and Jack Grealish. And there's also a free out there this summer in Mertens. We can keep Martial up top and have him have backup. Interesting shouts there. And Martial got injured in training, says J. Love Smith. Ollie's actually speaking to the press at the moment now, so we'll probably hear something about that. People still ask, even though Mark just explained it, ban them idiots, says Lone Gamer 8. I think we will start to kick them off. What does Mata offer? Gomez doesn't. It's a joke now, says James McDermott. And stop winding Mark up about Ighalo and help get 666,000 subscribers, says Joseph Woodbury. And Levi Pegler says, would you swap Martial for Timo Werner? No. I like Martial. I'm happy with Martial. Timo probably is going to Liverpool, Bodak, Jade. I think that. The exact subscriber count at the moment is 66,500. So we normally do get about 500 every sort of live stream that we do for a match. So if people share the video, if you're a subscriber, there's a share button below. Click it, share it on Twitter and Facebook. We get new people in. We can ask them to subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and we can get past 666. I don't like 666. What if we lose? Well, I mean, this is what's worrying me. I don't think we're going to lose tonight, but doing a live stream watch along when we're on 666, it's asking for trouble. So subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner, it's a plea. Would Bilal Hassan says, Mark, you wanted Bruno and we got him. What name is next on the Mark Goldbridge wish list? You know what, Bilal, I'm living in a world at the moment that I haven't lived in for a few years, where I'm obsessing about a player that we have. You know, I always have a player that I obsess about. I wanted Fabinho, I wanted Lozano, and I wanted Bruno, and we got Bruno. So who do I want next? I haven't really made my mind up. I don't want to obsess about Timo Werner because I think he might go to Liverpool, but I would like Timo Werner. And anybody who watches my FIFA career modes will know that I normally do buy Timo Werner. On the other hand, I'm starting to think Grealish. I would like us to sign Grealish. I'll be very disappointed if we don't sign Grealish or Maddison this summer. On Jadon Sancho, I'll be very impressed if we sign Sancho. I think he looks fantastic. I'm just unsure about Sancho at the moment because I think it so much depends on us winning the Champions League. There's 2 matters tonight. Club Brugge have a matter. 2, Ricky's going to have a meltdown. And Alan Leacock, welcome, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And Martial got a knock in training, said an interview with MUTV after lineup was confirmed. Says T9T. I think it's precautionary with Martial, isn't it? Have a couple of days off, get yourself back for Everton. And Aniad Francis says, big up to United Stand boy, and not forgetting the main attraction, Mark's pyjamas. If you want to see my pyjamas, these aren't pyjamas. These are pyjamas, baby. Let me just give a shout out to Flex as well. Obviously, he goes to all the games and home and away, Europa, whatever. But big thing. If you're on Instagram, make sure you're following United Stand on Instagram. The link is in the video description. Just go down and find it and follow us, because on a match day, whatever the ground is, Flex will do Insta stories during the game when the team's training. You'll be doing them now. With the players warming up, there'll be an Insta story on there right now where you can get that in-ground feeling. And in fact, just to prove a point, I'm going to go on Instagram and I'm going to be proved an idiot if it's not on there. But you can see it on your screen there. Outside Old Trafford, walking to it. We are the United Stand TV on Instagram. So give us a follow. You can get the story. Flex puts the story up on the way to the game, inside the ground, etc. You can get that inside Old Trafford feel. If Norwich relegated, we can get Pukki as a backup for Martial. That way we can focus on right wing like Sancho and 2 midfielders, says Abhinav Ray. That's an interesting theory, Abhinav. Well done. And Ricky hates Woodward and says it because he sold Matteo Darmian. Also, where do you think Pogba will end up next season, says Denzel Ponisami. I think that we will end up, Pogba will end up at Real Madrid in the summer, because I think what's going to happen with Real Madrid is that because they are going to get knocked out by Manchester City, it's going to highlight the fact that they don't have enough quality in that team. The midfield is starting to age a bit, and they will look for someone like Pogba to come in and give them some star quality, which, to be honest with you, and Juventus as well, Juventus are probably going to get knocked out by Lyon, and I think Juventus and Real Madrid have this star status, but at the moment they don't have enough stars in it. I watched Man City play Real Madrid last night, and I think Real Madrid still have a good team, but I don't think they have enough star quality in there. They just don't remind me of Real Madrid of old. I think Man City had the more star players in the attacking sense. So I think that Real Madrid will make moves. But then again, maybe they don't go for Pogba. Maybe they go for Mbappe. Maybe they go for Neymar or someone like that. Grealish doesn't have an O at the end, Mark. Don't know what you're on about. RC1 Rom30. Jordan Such is in the house. Mark, given Chelsea are crashing out of the Champions League, and that will mean they can put all their focus on top 4, if we don't win the Europa League, would it be beneficial for us to go out tonight instead of losing the final? Shavin says Bruno has such a positive impact in that 10 role, and it worries me how much of an impact he will have if he gets injured before the end of the season. He's got a very good injury record. He doesn't get injured. Hey Mark, England's back 4 could be Shaw, Maguire, Smalling and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, says Carl Rasmussen. He won't take him. He won't take Chris Smalling to the Euros. And Asmat Kamdamov says, what do you think about Ighalo? This last-ditch signing might work for us. I hope Martial comes back. However, if he's out for 2 weeks, we will need our boy Ighalo. What do you think? I think all eyes on Ighalo tonight. As I said before, I'm not convinced his fitness is going to be where it needs to be. But if I was Ollie, I would just say to him, look, just hang around the box. I'm not going to moan at you. I don't want you to come deep. That's what she says. I don't want you to go looking for the ball. I just want you to hang around the box, and I'll get Bruno and Mata and Dan James to provide with the chances. So yeah, all eyes on Ighalo. Let's see what he can do tonight. Going back to what Jordan Such says, what do you lot think about that? Do you think we're at that point yet? Where we need to maybe be thinking, well, Chelsea are going to get knocked out of the Champions League. We need to focus on one or the other. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Man City last night sort of gave me renewed hope in the Premier League. Last season, we had both finalists in the Europa League and both finalists in the Champions League. And in the autumn, I said, I think it'll be an Arsenal United Europa League final and a Liverpool Man City Champions League final. I think English football will dominate Europe again. Chelsea and Spurs have somewhat dampened our hopes a little bit because they've been schooled by Bundesliga sides. But when you look at the Europa League, name me a team that's going to beat United if United play well. And that's a big if because we don't play well. But if Arsenal or United or Wolves consistently play well, is there a team in the Europa League that can beat us? And I don't think there is. People talk about Inter Milan, but Juventus are better than Inter Milan and they can't beat Lyon. Within their league, Serie A is very competitive and exciting, but Ashley Young's one of the best players in Serie A and he wasn't good enough for our side. The Italian league is slow. So I don't think Inter Milan are going to be a threat. I don't see who the big threat is for Manchester United in the Europa League at the moment if we play well. So I agree with Jordan that we need to be very careful because it's hard to do Thursday, Sunday and do top four and the Europa League. I've always said that it's very hard to do it, but it has been done. Chelsea did it a few years ago. They came third and they won the Europa League. I think at the moment we've got to focus on both. The problem will be Ollie's had more last chances than a cat, hasn't he? But he is on his last chance. I think if he gets anything majorly wrong again, people will just be like, I've had enough now. So he's got to manage his squad well at some point because if we did pick up a couple of injuries, you can't do both. Thoughts on United's new youth scope? Phil McCavity says Son 2-3. I think you're very immature, mate, and I won't be answering anything else. And Salah Ahmed says, I think Lozano could be available for transfer as Everton are interested in signing him in the summer. Should we be interested in signing him for right wing? I don't think United will ever go near Lozano, Salah again, if they ever did go near him, but I don't think they will go near him again. But I do think he would be a good signing. I do think he would do well in the Premier League, and I'm a big fan of Lozano, but you know, he has struggled over in Napoli, and I don't really know why. But then again, you know, tell you what, Felipe Anderson was a bit of a struggler in Serie A, and I think he's a good player. I just think he plays in a team at West Ham that's not that good itself. You wanted Fabinho, Lozano, Bruno. You like Ricky Matt, says RCM130. And Simon Taylor, I don't care about City. I don't want to get in on the back of a technicality, as that means we are putting plasters over major cracks. Yeah, the fifth place thing is a problem for me. I mean, if we finish fifth, it is a problem for me because fifth place shouldn't be Champions League football. You do get in there by default, but we've got to get fourth or win the Europa League. That's got to be the focus. I hope my name is a favourite of yours too, says Buster Nut. I worry for our games versus City and Spurs and Bruno being swamped. Pep and Jose are clever to give him space. We are at some point going to see a team start to grab hold of Bruno Fernandes quite literally, but I think we'll be all right tonight. Why is everyone obsessing over Maddison and Grealish? We've just got Bruno is the same position. We need to prioritise positions we need, like CM, CDM and right winger, says Hashika. Yeah, but the thing is, Jack Grealish can play as a centre midfielder as well. So you could play Grealish and Bruno with Fred or McTominay in a midfield three, or a Matic. So you can do that. You can do that. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Bottom right hand corner. I'm trying to get off 666k because it's an unlucky number. We don't want to be unlucky tonight. We want to win tonight. Also, yes, Tack Game says that Bruno can play as a number 8 as well. So you could play Bruno as the box-to-box with Grealish more advanced or Maddison more advanced. Would Ollie be better with a better coaching staff? Says Salah Ahmed. Oh, thank you for reminding me about that. I need to come back to that one. Right, and Hashikta. Yeah, okay, we've read that one. So yeah, I wanted to come back to this because I as I was saying before, I was answering an email today for an article, and they just wanted me to answer very quickly 5 questions. And one of them was about what's the big problem with Manchester United? Why have they failed over the last 6 years? And I said the big problem with Manchester United is that the people running the football club, you know, the old cliche that we're run like a bank and not a football club is true. The evidence is there. But beyond that, the Glazers are not football fans. They bought us to make money. Ed Woodward, who runs the club day to day, is a banker with no football knowledge. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Michael Carrick and McKenna are very inexperienced coaches learning on the job. When you combine those three things together, are you surprised we're not where we need to be? Owners who just bought us to make money and don't like football, a CEO who's an ex-bank manager and doesn't know anything about football, and a coaching staff who are just learning their badges as they go along. So we don't have any leadership or experience in the club. And I think that is not Ollie's fault. It's not Woodward's fault. Well, it is. And it's not the Glazers' fault. Well, it is. But it's not really Ollie's fault. Ollie's been appointed. Woodward and Glazers are the people who appoint people. And what they've done is to protect themselves. Look, if I own my own business and I'm crap, but I want to keep my job, do I go and employ people who know what they're on about to expose me? Or do I employ people who are potentially good at their job, but they're apprentices, so they'll always be in awe of me? And that's basically what United have done. Woodward and Glazers have appointed people who will be in their shadow because they're inexperienced. Because if they actually appointed people who were competent, they would probably get exposed. We don't have football experience and knowledge in that club of the level we should have, because we're all naive. That's the problem at Manchester United. And I don't see... Our only hope is that Carrick, McKenna and Ollie gradually get better and more experienced and eventually do become competent. But then Woodward might go, oh, you're getting too competent, you're sacked, I'm bringing in somebody else now. You just don't know, do you? So we're just a very inexperienced club, and players respond to the right coaching staff. But I do put it on... David Beckham for United's manager in the future, said Zosh. And is Moutinho not competent? Honest question. Moutinho? Why are we talking about Moutinho? He plays for Wolves. Plays for Wolves. Why have I just gone quiet there? I don't even know. Kickoff is fast approaching. It is. Is Mourinho competent? I just don't think Mourinho's the manager he used to be honest. Oh, for God's sake. I'm telling you what, I'm getting a bit pissed off with people in the live comments today. I'm doing a live stream. I'm doing a live stream. Stop telling me to check my fucking DMs. Like, seriously. Grow up. No, I'm not checking that. I don't click foreign links on DMs. I'm not a bloody idiot. Right, Mark, would you take Immobile at United as Joel Morris? I think as a striker, as a backup, he'd be quite good. I think he's a bit older than I think, though. And Shaky Jakey says, how many times have you been to Old Trafford? I've supported them all my life, but only been 3 times because a 5-hour drive from down south. Flex is a hero. Well, Flex goes to every game because of you lot, because the United stand grew from nothing to what it is now, and the revenue that we make from the United stand, we pump into things like that. I mean, the tour of Australia last year was 5 figures, and it bloody broke us that month. But you know, this channel is what it is because of you lot. You can't just go, oh, I want to let's buy a car. You don't. You put it back into the channel, and that's what we do. In fact, next month, what we're doing, I can't even say what it is, because what if it doesn't happen, it will be really disappointing. But if it does happen, it's another step up for the channel. It's not about, oh, let's go and get an X player on, because that's not what fan channels should be about. Fan channels are about your opinions, but it is something really, really good. And your support allows us to go to all the games, to show you the experience in the ground on Instagram, to interview the fans outside the ground. So thanks to everyone for that. In relation to the how many times I've been to Old Trafford, first time I went to Old Trafford was 1989. So we're back in 19... I tell you what, it's so funny that my first game actually was 1989, because I do joke about, give him time, we're back in 1989. And 1989 was my first visit to Old Trafford. I think on a good year I used to go probably 5 times a season. Since I've done the United stand, I'm lucky if I go twice, because obviously we do watch-alongs and stuff. So, over 30 years. I wouldn't say I'd say it's somewhere between 50 and 100 probably, if you do the maths like that. Yeah. Would you sell De Gea for 80 million and bring in Henderson? Brugge abroad 1354. No. I don't know where this rumour is coming from. Will United want Ronaldo back as a striker, says Mayo? No, that's never going to happen. I'm sure we'll do a video in the summer where Ronaldo is linked to Manchester United, but it's never going to happen. We're 5 minutes away from kickoff. It would be great if you could do a United youth feature, talk a bit more about the prospects like Traore and yeah. Trust Ighalo, welcome to the United Stand Members Club, pal. Remember, you can join by clicking the join button. Thanks for everybody who's done the super chats as well. Really appreciate that. We are 5 minutes away from kickoff. It really is Ighalo time, isn't it? Martial not playing tonight, has a bit of a knock. I think he will be back for Everton, but it gives Ighalo his chance. Bruno plays, Mata plays. A lot of people like the link up between Bruno and Mata. I think in a game like this, Mata will get away with his lack of pace because we're going to play a team that's going to defend. So that's a good thing. Dan James hopefully can build on his good performance against Watford in the security of Old Trafford, where he will get support. So we'll be keeping an eye on the Europa League games, but Wolves have gone through. Basel have gone through, Leverkusen have gone through, Istanbul have gone through against Sporting, Roma have gone through, Lask have knocked out AZ, and Wolfsburg have knocked out Malmo. So Sporting are out and AZ Alkmaar are out, and I thought they'd be good teams. So yeah, they're gone. Sporting Lisbon and AZ Alkmaar gone. So Bruno's former club gone, and AZ Alkmaar, who who were from our Europa League group, weren't they? I thought they looked quite good. They're gone. Gone. And obviously we'll be keeping you up to date with all the other ones, but I don't really think that either of those teams were going to be teams that would cause us a problem, and I don't think Bruges will be a team that causes problems tonight. I think we'll be way too good for it. Way too good for it. But we're all ready to go. And we will keep you up to date with the scores in all the other Europa League games. Sporting Lisbon without Bruno weren't that good anyway. I think Benfica are in this tournament as well. They're not good. Oh, Sporting are in extra time, sorry. They're not gone yet. Wolves fans want United to destroy us, says Mato Darlo. I'd love to get Wolves next round. I'd be very happy with that. Mark, you are the man. Never forget that, says Bryce Jones. Thanks, Bryce. Nice to get a little bit of support. I do appreciate it. Right. Baggy bottom jeans, boots with the fur. I only do it to stretch my back, and I have to just pretend to you like I'm doing it because I'm being spontaneously funny, but actually it's just about stretching my back out. Please do subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. I really want to get off 666,000 subscribers tonight, because I don't like 666, and whether it's bad luck for Everton or bad luck tonight, I just don't like it. So bottom right hand corner, please do subscribe and share the video so we can get off that. United Stand, YouTube's biggest Manchester United fan channel, and you're all very, very welcome, and thanks for joining us as per usual. We will have fan cams after the game with Flex, match reaction and all that jazz. Bruno just gave me a look off camera there. I'm here, Bruno, don't worry. He needs me to watch. We need each other. 'Cause we believe each other deep in our soul. What a song. I don't know what it is that makes me feel alive. I love Oasis. I'm not even drinking. I've only had a lemsip. That's a meme. Anyway, Same 6-6-6-6-6-6-6. Would you put in a United shirt, Grealish, Maddison, Sancho, Werner, Zaha, Rice, Part? Oh, God, there's too much there. It's too much there. Too much there. Anyway, if you're late to the party, we've been having a bit of a party the last hour. My favourite bit was the Ricky stuff about Mata and Matic. Basically, Ricky, my favourite fan cam on the United stand at the moment. Ricky! Mata's superb fleck. And Marshall. But we figured out the code. It's like the Da Vinci Code, but we're calling it the Ricky code. Basically, if there's any part of your name's got Matt in it, but basically if it starts with a Matt, he'll bloody love you. And he loves mattresses. But Matt, he will love the lads. He'll love Clinton Matter for Bruges tonight. I tell you what, Flex. I know we beat him 22-0, but Clinton Matter is bloody brilliant. We need to sign. Forget Sancho. Sign Clinton Matter from Club Bruges because he's brilliant. Yeah, he was crap, Ricky, and he got sent off after 2 minutes. Forget it. You don't know what you're on about, Fleck. Would FA Cup and Europa League football save Ollie's job? Says Salah Ahmed. I think at the end of the day, if we get top 4, then if we get Champions League football, Ollie will stay in a job. It's as simple as that, as far as I'm concerned. What you think is up to you. Right, we're about to kick off. I'm going to go Manchester United to win 4-0. I think we'll just be too good. Remember, Bruges, they leave so much space at the back. Thanks for the contribution, Lee Hollis. They leave so much space at the back, and they're missing 3 of their best players. So they're going to struggle tonight. United are going to get after them in the first few minutes, and we've won it already. Mata, Ighalo. Oh, I thought he was going to score straight away there. Ighalo reminds me of someone, the way he runs, you know. I think he's like Kevin Campbell. If anyone remembers Kevin Campbell, he's got a very similar running style to Kevin Campbell. He's sort of like fast, but it's all in his legs while his body's quite straight. It's not like Sterling who waddles, but he's like Kevin Campbell. If anyone remembers Kevin Campbell, he's got a very similar stature to Kevin Campbell. Are we in danger of overplaying Fred, says Pip Tomlinson. We do need to be a little bit careful with Fred, but having McTominay back means that we could play Matic and McTominay in the Cup next week and give Fred a rest, remember. Sporting are not gone. Saint Santos says it's not true. Sporting Lisbon have not been kicked out. But Manchester United here have got the ball. Game on. Luke Shaw into Bruno. A little bit of a nibble on Bruno there. He's not happy. Dan James. Run at your man, Dan. Nice ball into Fred. And early corner here. Now, somebody said they had a tenner on Fred on Bruno Fernandes on Harry Maguire to score. Why is Fred taking the bloody corner? Let Bruno take it, for God's sake. That's the same side that Bruno put the ball on the head for Harry Maguire. Go. Go, get rid of it. I tell you what, they're on the ropes here, though. We're going to pick it up with Bruno. Yeah, I don't think Fred should have been taking the corner there. I think that Bruno should be taking the corner from there, because that's the side that we scored the goal from the header against Chelsea. Thanks for the contribution. Wolfie 35p says, Mark, check your squad, 10 players. I absolutely know this. I'm bored of answering about it. We haven't got a graphic for Ighalo, and I realised it just before we went live. So Ighalo's playing up front. I just don't have the graphic for it. So Manchester United all over them at the moment. Fred, cross, Mata, good save, good control. Oh, God, we're all over them. We're like wasps around an open can of Red Bull in 30-degree heat, but they've gone with a long ball again. Oh, and then at the other end. And the referee's turned away. There is no VAR in Europa League. Boy, it's a bit of just that long ball again causing United problems, and we nearly ended up conceding. But the game's wide open. Ighalo into Bruno. He's going to hit this. Oh, he's hit the post. Oh, I tell you what a start by United. All over them. Good start by United this, but there's so much space. It reminds me of the last 10 minutes in Bruges last week, where we just get at them because they leave so much space. Another corner, and it's Fred on the bloody corner again. Bruno should be taking this corner. See? Why is Fred taking the bloody corners? Bruno's brilliant at it. Well, Bruges obviously are going to try and hurt us on the break here, but United could have this game wrapped up quite quickly. Is Ollie in really danger of the sack, as Woodward's comments after United's recent revenue suggest that they are not looking to sack him? Well, they're not looking to sack him at the moment, Salah, are they? We've just won 2 games in a row. Think about it. Bruno's just hit the side of the post from a shot outside the box. McTominay here. I just don't think Bruges are going to be able to keep us out for long. Wan-Bissaka, that's a good cross. Mingale's got hold of it. I'll tell you what, there was a bit of a shout for a penalty for Club Brugge there, and it was Harry Maguire again. It would have been very soft, but Harry Maguire shouldn't be putting his hands on somebody's leg trying to stop them do a tap-in. He was a little bit... Look, it would have been a very soft penalty, but Harry Maguire shouldn't be doing that. He was all at sea there. It was his fault as well. They ended up in a one-on-one situation because a long ball again, Harry Maguire panicked. And I think that's the only weakness to Harry Maguire's game, is that pace really does hurt him at times. He needs to relax, says Samuel R. Yes. Well, he's not relaxing now because he's coming forward. He's running at the back 4. Harry Maguire. Oh, what's he doing? He's dived on the edge of the box. I think he was trying to get a shot off, but very fast start to this game. How many votes of confidence has Ed Woodward given Ollie this season, says Alan Lee? I think they're genuine votes of confidence, to be honest with you. Have I got a Bruno emoji, says Salah Ahmed. Not yet. Nice little ball into Ighalo here. Still looks a little bit heavy to me, Ighalo. Not a problem with that. Not a problem with that. He's basically come to us from China. I think they were on their mid-season break at the time, so fitness is always going to be... Sharpness is going to be a thing that's going to take a bit of a while. But Mata's enjoying himself in this game. Ighalo. I think Ighalo's going to score tonight. United all over them at the moment. You can't take your eyes off it. Mark, why have you blocked me on Twitter when we haven't spoken? I'm new to Twitter. Bit random, says United. I don't know. I don't block people on Twitter. I don't run the United Stand Twitter account, so I don't know. I was about to ask me that when we're not doing a match. I mean, come on, mate. Do you want me to help you do your shopping list as well? We're watching Manchester United play. God. I used to have family members like this in my teens. You're trying to watch a bloody big match and they start asking you what you want for Christmas. Shut up. We're actually being entertained in the first 10 minutes of a United game for once. Bloody asking me about why they're blocked on Twitter. I don't bloody well know. But Club Brugge, as I said, I think with the injuries Club Brugge have got and the space they leave at the back, I think they remind me a lot of a Brighton or a Norwich. This should be a 4 or 5-0. And it's gone out for a throw in there. Good start, says Harry LB. Has been a very good start. Mata's shot was quite good as well. They've just shown the replay to that. So good start from United. We've only had 7 minutes. We've had more shots on goal than we normally have in 7 games. Dan James trying to run his man there. Tackled a bit easy, but get up, Dan, and go again. Is your account so you do know, says United only. I don't bloody... You know, if I've blocked... Alright, here's a lesson. You haven't took the hint, have you? You've not took the hint. I've said, leave me alone. I'm watching a match. Don't talk to me while you're blocked on Twitter. I've said I don't run the United Stand account. You've come again. You've had to stick your nose in again. You've stuck your nose in a beehive, haven't you? And you've said, no, it's your account. Well, I can tell you for a fact now, if I've blocked you on Twitter, you've been a twat. Definitely. Because I only block people on Twitter if they're abusive twats. So you've said something, go and find out what you've done. Check your tweets. That's what I would say. Because I don't just block people on Twitter for no reason. If I see someone being an idiot and abusive, I ain't got time for that. So that's why you've been blocked. Well done. Seems like Ollie will never give Maguire a break, says Josh K. I'm in a bloody domestic in the... I'm trying to enjoy the match. I tell you what, I just don't believe it. I'm having a domestic watching the match. Let me watch the bloody match. We're playing well for Matt, for God's sake. Good running by Bruno here. So Wan-Bissaka. Oh, the little flick by Bruno to get Wan-Bissaka in. Cut back. Oh, Dan James went with the wrong foot. We've got to be careful on the break. Although Bruges' passing is terrible. Alpha Dan, that's very sexist to say, am I on my period? And of course, men can't have one anyway. Although, scientists do actually think there is a time of the month for men. But I think that's sexist. You can't say that, oh, just because of that you're in a bad mood. That's sexism, and which I hate. I hate sexism. Get me a cup of tea, please. That wasn't the wife. That wasn't the wife. That was Seb. He's a very advanced 2-year-old who should be in bed, but he can make cups of tea. I'm joking, he's in bed. Anyway, and actually there was nobody there. It was just a joke. United only says, well then, suck on it. You see, I applaud you for that. That's why you were probably blocked in the first place, because you're a twat. There you go. You've absolutely exposed yourself there, haven't you? Why am I blocked? Why am I blocked? Because you've been a prat, haven't you? You've said something. I don't even know who you are. I don't remember blocking you. But if I've blocked you, it's because you've said something abusive on Twitter. So, and you haven't learnt your lesson, have you? Please unblock me. If I'd unblocked you, you would have been all happy, wouldn't you? I'll tell you why you've been blocked, and then you out yourself for what the reason you got blocked. An abusive little person. You might not be little, but in my mind... Oh, no! Over the bar from Club Brugge. They are a threat on the break. Manchester United need to be a little bit careful here. 6s and 7s at the back. Cross comes in from their left-hand side. Romero's got to command that. Luke Shaw tries to deal with it. Romero punches it like a balloon. It comes to a Bruges player on the edge of the box who tries to volley it, place it, and over the bar it goes. We need to be a little bit careful, United, on the break here. I think we need just to get that early goal and calm the nerves down. It's been a good 10 minutes. It's been an exciting 10 minutes. But we need to be careful, because if we concede, we've got to score 2. Vin Barar, it's hard to believe. I'm watching United. They look quite good. Hope you're good, mate. P.S. Who do you think would win 11 Brunos versus 11 Madisons? Oh, definitely Bruno. Definitely Bruno. I've always said that Bruno's better than Maddison. And I like Maddison, but Bruno's better, and he's proved that in a very, very short period of time. United are trying to press high up the pitch as well. Mingale almost getting himself into problems there. But fair play to Bruges. They do try to pass out from the back. Bruno! Saved! Oh! And Ighalo wanted him to square it, and Bruno saw the goal and tried to score in the goal. This is lovely play by Club Brugge, but Wan-Bissaka will win. Oh, no, he won't. They're a good footballing team, Club Brugge. Good footballing team, Club Brugge. Ajax have equalised. Good chance for Bruno. He's had 2 chances so far, and Mingale saving 1. And I think the other one will hit the post. Now this stuff makes me hopeful for the future, says Andres Stovek. Be very careful. Be very careful. Bruges are not that good. Defensively, I think we need to switch on a bit here as well. Free kick on Ighalo in our own half. Would I start Mata next Premier League game, Brad Cope? God, no. No. I think Mata is useful against teams that aren't that good at Old Trafford, where you're going to play high up the pitch. And Simbo says, if you look at the moon tonight, you can see Venus next to it. I was nearly going to say something rude there about if you look at something, you can see something else beginning with ness next to it. But we're not going to go down that road. It's disgusting. 12 minutes gone. Entertaining game so far. I tell you what, Bruges look like they'll be a bit of a threat all night unless we can get sort of 2 goals. We need to get that goal, get the second goal. Get a third goal. But it's a good start, but we need to be a little bit careful on the break. We don't look switched on at the back. If you want to get some some footage of what's going on inside the ground, check out our Instagram page, the United Stand TV. Flex always puts stuff up during the game as well. You can do that on Instagram stories if you are on Insta. I've only really got into Instagram this year. I've become a right big head. I started putting pictures up of myself in clothes, which is better than putting up pictures of myself naked. United are on the attack. Mata into Luke Shaw. Bruno lets it go. What's our formation tonight? I think we've sort of neglected that tonight, haven't we? What is our bloody formation? Definitely McTominay and Fred holding the midfield with license to get forward, and I think Bruno and Mata are swapping around a bit. So I think it is the 4-2-3-1 with. I mean, Fred's picking the ball up off the back four here. Then you've got McTominay. Mata's playing off the left. Ighalo and Bruno's on the right at the moment. And that's another corner. Get Bruno on this corner. We miss Matic, says Paul Robinson. I told you that, Fleck. If we don't play Matic, you're only getting half of the dream team. We've got Mata, but where's Matic? Lyle and Scott or Fred Perry, says Smoke Me Baby. I like them both, to be honest. I've probably got more Lyle and Scott. Good cross came in that time from Fred, but Bruno picks it up. And 15 minutes gone, still 0-0. Ighalo is starting up front. If you don't know the reason why he's not on that pitch, then I'm not explaining it again. Life is too short. The team is right, Luke Frampo, but Ighalo is playing. I'm not explaining it again. Someone in the live comments can explain it. Paul Robinson says, we actually are genuinely missing Matic because he covers the space really well. Can you please subscribe to the channel if you're new, bottom right hand corner? I think the reason I'm so on edge tonight is because we're on 666. I don't like it. Pogba with the goal, Ollie with the Goldbridge pose there. That's my EastEnders pose there. That's how I sit and watch EastEnders. One leg over with hands on knees, all tucked in. So yeah, good start from United, but Bruges have looked a little bit dangerous on the break. United need to be a little bit careful because I don't think we've looked as switched on as we could have done. Second balls have got to be won, and yeah, we probably are missing Matic a bit. And you know, it is McTominay's first game back as well. Why is Fred taking corners, says Roger Murphy. Yeah, I'm going to take a note of that for the match reaction in case it's something we can moan about. If it works, I'll just forget it. No, if it works, I'll talk about it, of course. Let's have a look around Europe in relation to the games ongoing at the moment. 16 minutes in, Ajax are 1-1 with Getafe, but they're 3-1 down on aggregates, and Getafe have got that away goal. Arsenal 0-0 with Olympiacos, Celtic 0-0 with Copenhagen, Inter Milan 0-0 with Ludogorets, and Istanbul and Sporting Lisbon is still in extra time. So is Inter Milan versus Ludogorets being played behind closed doors? Into Ighalo. Crap shot. Yeah, it will be played behind closed doors as well. But Manchester United in the box. Good cross. Good clearance. Luke Shaw, good block. United are definitely knocking on that door for the first goal. And I can't criticise too much at the moment because we've done quite well. 666, the Devil's number. Red Devils, come on United, says Fervent Nut. Funny name. But yeah, good start from United this. Lots and lots of chances. Mata, Bruno's had a couple. Luke Shaw there with a blocked volley. Mata's enjoying himself in this game. Juan Mata's the best player in the world, Fleck. Where is Phil Jones, says Jenks1102. Probably sweeping up the car park. I don't know. He's not on the bench. Fred to Bruno. Bruno's playing very wide right today. Oh, what a 1-2. Not quite. Yeah, I think there'll be a few people moaning about Bruno's position tonight, but he's moving around a lot. What a ball. Luke Shaw should be quick enough there. Oh, no, he's not. They've picked it up on the wide on the right. Good tackle, Luke Shaw. Good tackle, Fred. And Mata nearly loses it. Romero's going to go fast. What are you doing, Romero? Oh, I tell you what, Romero's not having his best game so far. He's punched the ball badly, and then he's just kicked the ball badly as well. Let's hope he doesn't save badly. But I tell you what, it's been a very entertaining 20 minutes so far from United. I've enjoyed it. We've had probably about 6 shots in the first 20 minutes. And, you know, that is a measure of the quality of the opposition, of course. But Mata's on fire. Ighalo says, I've just woke up from a 7-year coma. Good to see United playing well. It is. It's good to see United starting well. I think Old Trafford will be surprised. We never start games well. And yeah, as I say, there's a measure of what the opposition are like. But, you know, you do it against Bruges. Maybe you do it against Sheffield United in a couple of weeks as well. Maybe you do it against Man City. But Bruges do move the ball around quite nicely, you know. But they've just put the ball out for a throw-in. Jinxed! Jinxed! The game feels like there's going to be some FIFA scripting, says Matt Ike. Romero looks nervous, says Bjorn Bruce. It's his birthday. I don't know. It's not really. It's not really. Oh, the Mata fan club's out. He's playing against some Poundland Belgians and suddenly he's good enough. That's a terrible ball by Bruno. And it's allowed Bruges to have an attack. Luke Shaw should get there first and shepherd it out well. That's a goal kick. Well done, Luke. Denver Clare, you'll get one chance. You're in a timeout. You do it again. You're gone. In fact, Van de Candy's already done it. So, you know, learn your lesson or do one. Vishal, what have I missed? You've missed a good start. It is 0-0, but you've missed a good start. Club Brugge have looked dangerous on the break, but United have had a lot of shots. So it's been a good start to the game. We've got over 18,000 people watching as well. Please do subscribe if you're new. I'm very, very, very anxious about getting off 666,000 subscribers. So please do subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. But yeah, I'm relaxed. I'm enjoying United at the moment. Kenneth Hoagland says, if Phil Jones is sweeping the car park, you're going to pick up a nail in your tyre. Yeah. Fred, Bruno, McTominay. I haven't really not really noticed McTominay, have we? I don't think that's a bad thing in the position he's playing because it means he's doing quite well. Here is McTominay now. What are you going to do, Scott? I'm going to pass it to Luke Shaw. Not very well, but Luke has still got it over on the left-hand side. What's Luke going to do? Dink a little ball into Bruno. Oh, thank you. This is 1-0. Oh, how was it not 1-0? I think it's a penalty. It's a penalty. And he might get a red card. Oh, it's game over. The ref's just ruined the game. Oh, I'm so disappointed with that. That's the game over. Fucking idiot. Oh, I just... I'm disappointed. I mean, we're going to win. I'm happy with that. But I'm just like, you want to test, don't you? It's just going to be boring now. Definite red card. It's not United's fault. How many subscribers before we hit 667, says Mojo? Uh, 100. We're 100 away. So it's definitely going to be a red card. They're going to do a red card check on VAR, but Bruno about to make it 1-0 anyway. Wolves, Chelsea, Bruges, Watford, Bruges. 5. This is his 5th game. What's going on here? Oh, they're doing a red card check here. Yeah, it's a deliberate handball. You've got to keep the red card. But I don't know what the debate is on this. It's such a blatant red card. It has to be a red card. He's a twat. He's ruined the game. But we're gonna win. We're gonna be in the draw tomorrow. We can start talking about it. But should be a red card, isn't it? That is a red card. He's made a save. Why are they taking so long? It's like he puts his hand out. He's ruined the game as a contest, but it's definitely a red card. Red card confirmed. Yeah. It was always a bloody red card. I don't know why they took the time with that. Anyway, we can now see Bruno Fernandes get his 2nd goal in 5 games for Manchester United. And Ollie will be able to make some subs for the Everton game, so that's good. Here we go. Bruno. Yes, goes the other way. Brugge, 1-0 Manchester United. There was something in the air that night. The stars were bright. Fernandes. They were shining there for you and me. For history, Fernandes. 2 from 5. 2 assists in 5. Game over, to be honest with you. I've got to be honest. It's I'm really disappointed in Club Brugge. It's not Manchester United's fault, but as a contest, this game is over. If you've got any ironing to do, get it on. If you want to talk about your top 5 packets of crisps, let's do it. This game is dead, done and dusted. Thanks, Club Brugge. If we win 6 or 7-0 now, we're doing it against 10 men. Red card on whether Mingale might have saved it, says Genwell Belandres. I don't think Mingale was going to save it, to be honest with you. I think it was a red card. So, game is done. It is done. It is. I'm really pissed off, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. 27 minutes. It's game over. They've got 10 men. We'll probably beat them 7 or 8-0 now. Get Ighalo a goal. Get some confidence in the team. That's all we can do. But I mean, this is a sort of Arsenal dream, isn't it? Arsenal love playing against 10 men and winning 6-0 and pretending they're good. For us, it's just a training ground exercise now. I think whether I'm watching United play or whether I'm watching another game, it's when the team goes down to 10 men, it's not football anymore, is it? It becomes you want a proper test. You don't want to play against 10 men. It's not Manchester United's fault. He's an absolute twat, that defender. Why would you do that? Like, why would you try and save the ball as a defender? It's like idiotic. I mean, you just can't be thinking, oh look, the ball's there, it might go in the goal, I'm going to be a goalkeeper. It's like when you used to remember when you used to play football when you were a kid, like World Cup or Wembley or whatever it is, like, and you, well, no, you wouldn't do it in that, but you know, you're playing four-a-side and you do rush goalkeeper, and what did they used to call it? They used to call it something where you can swap the goalkeeper. So there'd be two of you in the box. You quickly change it. I'm in goal. You save it, even though your mate was in goal. Manchester United strike again. Although who cares? We are winning, says Jordan Such. And when you are in goal as a kid and you shout switch, that's the one, Dylan Jill. Yeah. Fly keeper. Ryan Keogh, that's probably what you used to call it. Oh, we used to call it something else. I think we used to call it Bailey or something like that. Bailey keeper? Rush goalie? I think it was called rush goalie, yeah. Rush goalie, wasn't it? I think it was rush goalie. We used to call it rush goalie. Maybe the rush goalie meant that you could play out. All these little names you have. But yeah, I mean, as a contest, it's gone, isn't it? We're through to the next round. That's all that matters. One, Vinbrar says his favourite packets of crisps. Salt and vinegar is number 1. Cheese and onion 2. Prawn cocktail 3. Sensation sweet chili 4. And roasted chicken 5. I can't believe you've got salt and vinegar at number 1. I don't mind it, but I'd never have it as number 1. Would have done the same if I had Mingley behind me, to be fair, says Eric Angel. And thanks for those super chat, Cole. It's rush goalie, isn't it? No, rush goalie is when your goalie can play out, isn't it? You've still got a goalie, but they can play out. And Paul Robinson says they should introduce it into the Premier League. I like tangy tomato snaps, but you can't get... Two of my favourite things, like when I was in college a few years ago, I always used to get... most of my college classes used to finish at about 3, so I'd be on the bus. But it was every hour because I used to go in Nottingham and then my bus was a bit not regular. So I used to have to wait a bit. And I'd always go to the newsagents when I was waiting for the bus and get myself a packet of tangy tomato snaps, a can of apple ties, a can of apple tango and a Topic. You can't really get any of those things now. Headers and volleys was a game that everybody should play. I mean, look... People think that the youth today are better at football than we were. Well, I don't understand that because they might have better bloody training videos on YouTube because we didn't have YouTube. But most kids today don't play out. I was playing out probably 3 hours a day playing football, so I'm obviously playing a lot more. And we used to play headers and volleys. Like you could only score headers and volleys. That was brilliant. That's I mean, imagine that. That's the sort of thing that they do. You know, everyone goes on about all those Brazilian kids playing on the beach with nothing on their feet. Ooh, wow, you're playing on sand with nothing on your feet. Have you ever played headers and volleys where you can only score headers and volleys? That's proper skills. That's Middle England. Forget Rio. Anyway, Manchester United 1-0 up. I mean, we were always going to win this, but... Oh, what a chance that was for Dan James. Should have scored, really. McTominay. See, this is why I like Scott McTominay. Look at the pass from McTominay to find Dan James. It takes out 4 players. And Dan James can actually take a touch. He doesn't. He puts it wide first time. Get your super chats. Well, don't have to, but we have got a super chat coming in. Mark, do you know where I can watch streams of the games as COO Trading? Yes, I'm not going to tell you. And welcome to DMax90, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. So Bruno's got 2 goals, 2 assists in his first 5 games for Manchester United. Well, he's not even played 5 games yet. They can still defend and hit us on the breaks as Jenks 1102. You're living in a dreamland, mate. You're trying to make it interesting. You know what? You're like somebody who, when you watch The Sixth Sense for a first time and they say he's dead the whole time, and you go, it's still a good film, you still might enjoy it. You know the end, you know the twist, it's over, this game's done. You can't forget Red Arse best game ever, says Jack Brown 852. I've never heard of this Red Arse game. I've never heard of it. I don't want to know what the rules are. It sounds dodgy. Any bag of non-UK crisp brands flavours that you wish we had in the UK, says Bilal Hassan. Hunky Dory's buffalo flavour, Ireland, lovely. Used to have on a hangover all the time. Bruno Fernandes, Juan Mata, Ighalo. What a goal! What a goal for Manchester United that is. It won't be offside. Mingale wants it to be offside. Ollie's nearly done something in his pants there. And Ighalo scores his first goal for Manchester United. And it'll be the easiest goal he ever scores for Manchester United. This is what I hate about VAR, though. You want to go absolutely mad, and there's a part of me going, is it going to be offside? I hate VAR. This is what VAR does to you. That goal is so good. It's made by Bruno and Mata. It's a tap-in for Ighalo. It is going to be given. Great. It's a great goal, but you know what I mean? You're just waiting. You're waiting for an offside, and Mata was offside, and then he's onside. Yeah, it's onside. It's a great goal. It's a great goal, but you want to celebrate that straight away. And VAR always makes you think, ooh, is it going to be? But it's onside. It's definitely a goal. And it's a cracking goal by Manchester United. Just changing the score. It could be any old score tonight. 2-0. But that is what it's all about tonight. Get a bit of positivity around Ighalo. Get him his taste of a goal. Strikers live off goals, and I would have scored that, but it doesn't matter. It's about getting Ighalo some positivity. Well, not even positivity, just getting him his first goal for Manchester United, which he's got now. Red Arse was the best. It's just headers and volleys, but you can't. If you concede a certain amount, you bend over in the goal and everyone takes a penalty kick on your arse. Mark Whitton, thanks for that. And has anyone impacted the team more in recent history than Bruno? He's absolute magic. Nick P, we are playing Bruges with 10 men. I'm not gonna. I mean, I love Bruno Fernandes, but let's not pretend that the opposition are anything other than whipping boys now. Michael Duffy, hello Mark, hope yourself and the family are keeping well. Will you go to Coppers for the nostalgia when you're over in Dublin for the United Stand show? I haven't decided yet, mate. I need to book my tickets for that. And my favourite's a classic salted cheese and onion and a can of Coke or Oasis, says Mojo. Yes, the pass by Bruno Fernandes to Mata was exquisite, absolutely exquisite. According to Ricky, Mata crossed the ball into the box to cut it back for the goal. Says Rob Doss. I love it. But yeah, I think we already know that Ricky will be sat there with a big grin on his face. I can't wait to speak to Flex. Everyone thinks it's Bruno, but it's Mata. Mata's the man. Poor Bruges, though. They're going to really... they're defeated, aren't they? They're defeated. They're going to be absolutely exhausted. They're playing against a team that's confident. They're down to 10 men. They've got nothing to play for. There's still 10 minutes to half time. I think if I was Ollie, I would make 3 substitutions at half time. Get the players off that you need to get off. And let's work towards Everton. And Everton won't be happy with this because they'll be like, ooh, you know what? Manchester United have got well rested. But we don't care. Some good news for you. Some good news for you as well. 667, baby. 667. No more bad luck. Who would I take off, says Jonathan Gallagher. Who's on the bench? Lingard's on the bench. Chong's on the bench. Greenwood's on the bench. Matic is on the bench. Who is on the bench? Let's have a look who's on the bench. Get the guitar. Ighalo. Oh, good save by Mingale. Nearly got his second. What are Bruges doing trying to pass out from the back here? They're in all sorts of trouble. I don't know who's on the bench because I think Manchester United have gone and deleted the tweet that had the team news in it. Bloody twats. They always do that. I don't know why they've done that. I don't know who's on the bench. Oh, I know. Idiots. The easiest way for me to find out what was on the bench was to look at the latest Europa League scores and have a look at Manchester United. Thank you. So, Greenwood, Matic, Chong, Williams, Lingard, Lindelof. So, I would take Bruno off for... It's going to have to be Lingard, isn't it? Bruno off for Lingard. Fred off for Matic. And probably get Chong on for Dan James, to be honest. Rest those three players. Or you could take Harry Maguire off. There's no point in Harry Maguire playing. Thanks. Next Thursday we're playing Derby. It's a difficult thing. It's a difficult thing. And everyone's saying, feeling like being sick because Lingard's going to come on. I mean, to be honest with you, you look at the bench and you take Bruno off. There is only Jesse Lingard that can come on. Because he hasn't picked Gomez again. So it's got to be Lingard, isn't it? Oh my God, here we go. Ebbsy Play says 3 clean sheets in a row. Look, where do you stand on this? I mean, I'm really happy that Bruno and Ighalo have scored because it's just building their confidence up. But would you rather they hadn't had the man sent off? Because I would. And he totally deserves to get sent off, and it's not United's fault. You play what the team is. McTominay 3-0. It's easy, and he's happy, and it's a layoff for Fred, and it's a good finish by McTominay. It's like he scored in the World Cup final, but he's been out for a long time. He celebrates it hugely. He slides in. But I think even the United fans in the ground are thinking now this is maybe a game I should have stayed at home and watched on the TV. I joke. But it's too easy. It's too easy. Club Brugge's head have dropped, going down to 10 men. It's another defensive mistake. It's won by Bruno again, who gives it to Fred, who lays it off to McTominay, who's basically shooting practice from the edge of the box. There's nobody near him, and he passes it into the bottom corner. And it really is just a training exercise for Manchester United of playing against a tired team that's heads have dropped. Who do you think will get a hat-trick for us next? It's been a while since James Smith. We might get it tonight, mate. And welcome to Ex-Hydra, the latest member of the United Stand Members Club, and Mark Birrick. Welcome, people. But McTominay makes it 3-0 in one of the most uncontested games we've ever played. Their heads are on the ground, and it's like you know what it's like watching. It's like the Tranmere game a few weeks ago, isn't it? It's about how many we can score now because they're so bad. But yeah, look what I was saying before. McTominay scored. I wish their player hadn't been sent off because. And I'm sure the United players themselves wish they had been sent off because it just makes it a very easy game. But it's just a little bit. I don't know what you can take from this game other than goals and confidence, which is always a good thing. But I have seen Oasis play live. Yes, Andy Zalewski. Last time I saw them was Lansdowne Road. They were a bit shit, to be honest. Breaking news: Paul Pogba miraculously recovers and makes himself available as a sub. Says Manchester United. And Mark, who do you think will get a hat-trick for us? I'd like to see Ighalo get it. Would you sob off Bruno and Fred at half-time now? Says Salah Ahmed. Yes, 100%. Fancy a game of red arse at half-time, anyone? Says Mark Whitton. And we want an easy game. Will be better for us coming up against Everton on Sunday, says Matthew Cumming. Yeah, I know, but, you know, I just wanted a good game tonight. I just wanted to see... I like to see United tested, and I think we need to be tested. I don't think we're not being tested tonight. It's just too easy. It's a bit of a damp squib. But you can only beat what's in front of you, and it's not United's fault that that defender was a prat. And it's a corner here. What do you think of the Smiths, says Azzy. Oh, there is a light that would never go out. There is a light and it never goes out. And if a double-decker bus crashes into us, to die by your side, well, the treasure is mine. Probably a very bad impression of the Smiths. Corner comes in. Maguire nearly got on the end of that. I'm going to have a round ball of chocolate that I'm not going to name for brand purposes, but people can figure it out. It's got like nuts on the outside, and inside there is like a hazelnut and something. Anyway, we're nearly at half time. What should we talk about at half time? Plans for Easter? The pedestrianisation of Norwich city centre? In all seriousness now, I mean, Dan James hasn't had a very good game, has he? That was crap. But in all seriousness now, I think we just need to swallow the disappointment of the fact that we're playing against a crap team with 10 men, and we're not going to get very much of a test, and just take the confidence boost it will be for United, which is another clean sheet and more confidence and momentum. Chelsea being out of top four makes out of Europe makes top four tough work, says Mark Whitten. And Adams and Nicola says, honestly, this is some really good training for Sunday. Yeah, I think you're right. I think when you put aside the disappointment from the fact that we're not going to get a very good game, it is good training for Sunday, because it just gives players confidence to pass and move with lots of space and break and just keep breaking them down and creating chances. So yeah, I think you're right. I just always want, I'm just, like tomorrow when the draw comes out, who do you want us to get? Because people will be like, oh, I want us to get a crap side. But no, I don't. I want us to get a hard side, because I like it when we're tested. That's what I want to see, because I think the only way you get back on top is by beating good sides. Isaac, the forgotten member, is the new member of the United Stand Members Club. Thanks for joining, everybody. We will be live tomorrow. It's a midday draw of the Europa League, so we will be live for that. Just in relation to the games going on at the moment, let me just tell you that Ajax and Getafe are still 1-1, so Getafe would go through. Getafe. Arsenal are 0-0 with Olympiacos, so they would go through. Celtic are 0-0 with Copenhagen, they would go through. Inter Milan are 1-1 with Ludogorets, so Inter Milan would go through. And Istanbul have beaten Sporting Lisbon in extra time, so Sporting Lisbon are out. They're out. Get out, Sporting Lisbon. They're out, Natalie Sawyer. They're out. They're out. I'm Jim White, and Sporting Lisbon have crashed out of the Europa League because they don't have Bruno Fernandes. Do you remember the Milk Tray adverts back in the day? All because the lady loves Milk Tray. No, that's Emmerdale. No. What was the tune from Milk Tray? That's James Bond. That's James Bond again. Ighalo! No. We're having a bit of fun tonight. Get the beers out. Alex Lipscomb says, probably the first time we've gone out and dominated a team, the Fernandes effect. And the Mystery Man says, you remember the Milk Tray? Yes, I do, because I've just said it. Forever PVM says, if Ronaldo and Messi retired same time, who's more likely to get out of shape first? Oh my God. Oh my God. The questions tonight. And Blue Room Studios West, welcome, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And it looks like it'll be 3-0 at half time here. I think Club Brugge just need to defend. Easy for Manchester United. Have you noticed how one-footed Aaron Wan-Bissaka is, says Greg MacGyver. MacGyver. Yeah, but there are a lot of players are one-footed. Not every player is two-footed. I am. I don't think there's any excuse not to be, but not every player is two-footed. Oh, that's half-time. It's 3-0 to Manchester United. It's a funny old game, is what I would say. It is a funny old game because Manchester United have put themselves into a situation whereby we are comfortably going to go through in this game. Ollie's waving and smiling. Easy work. I'm going to keep my job. I'm going to keep my job. I'm here to stay. Come on, sing Ollie's at the wheel. Well, he is at the wheel. We're 3-0 up. We're very comfortable. There's a Pratt at the back who at 0-0 decided to turn himself into a goalkeeper when he didn't even need to do it. And that has absolutely ruined, I'll say ruined, the game as a spectacle. It is now attack versus defence. It's Manchester United attack against Brugge defence. It's not Manchester United's fault that Brugge have a twat at the back, and it is what it is. And the first half has ended. We've seen another goal for Bruno from a penalty. We've seen Ighalo's first goal made brilliantly by Bruno and Mata, and we've seen a return goal for Scott McTominay, who passed it into the bottom corner from a pass from Fred to the edge of the box. It's been easy work for Manchester United. What I would like to see in the second half is Manchester United taking off Bruno, taking off Fred, and maybe taking off Maguire and giving some people a rest. That's what I would like to see. The Bruno effect, says Chris Lee. Always used to see those giant airport sixes select Toblerone and think, why can't they do a cream eggs like that? What other chocolate would you supersize? Airport style, says the mystery man. Okay, can we change Bruno now to save him for Everton? Want to see the little bit of Lingard's magic. Hey, look, if Lingard can't score today, what's your problem? If he could reincarnate as another animal, what would it be and why? I'll have to think about that. I'm going to have to think about that. But what I want to know from you lot is, I mean, look, is there anything to discuss from that first half? I felt that we were going to win this game 3 or 4-0 against 11 men. They've gone down to 10 men after 20 minutes and the contest is gone. Now it's about how many we can score, but it's just too easy. It's too easy, and I think Ollie needs to think, instead of trying to win 9-10-0, let's just say, I've got lucky because the defenders are Pratt for Bruges. I'm not going to get a hard workout. I can take some of my more important players off and rest them for Everton. I think that's what he needs to do. But we will be live. We will be live tomorrow. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just telling you something. All right, chill out. Sit down. Relax. I will be live tomorrow at midday for the Europa League draw. Who would you like in the Europa League draw? I don't know why I'm talking loud. You could get Wolves. You could get Getafe. You could get Arsenal, Celtic, Inter Milan, Basel, Leverkusen, Istanbul, Roma, Lask, or Wolfsburg. Who do you want? Now, I reckon a lot of you are going to say you want Istanbul or Lask or Basel. Personally, I want Leverkusen, Inter Milan, Arsenal, Wolves, Celtic, or Rangers. I want the hardest team we can get in that game. But what I would say, I've got snot on my nose. That's a lot more came out than I was planning. It's life. Don't start saying it's disgusting. It's life. But what I would say is this. I think Manchester United can win the Europa League. I think we can win the Europa League because I don't think there's good enough teams in it. I just don't think there's good enough teams in it. Part of me wants United to turn up to 11 and destroy this team. We've been made a fool of out about so many teams this season. Time to return the favour, says Ultrachlorox Bleach. And Inter and Bury, Conte and Lukaku, but about those airports chocolates, says the mystery man. I'd like to supersize a Snickers. A massive big Snickers that's wider than your mouth, that you can't get in your mouth. Don't think about stuff like that. But, you know, I'd like a Snickers with girth that big, as wide as my face, that I can just chomp into. And probably like that big. Love it. Ijan wants Bayer Leverkusen. And the mystery man wants Inter so that we can bury Conte. Yeah, I'll have some of that. And Bruno, future captain number 7, makes everyone around him look good, says Man U fan 81. Nice comment here from Jake Marshall. He says, to those people saying Bruno only looks good because we haven't seen decent footballers for a while, I'm sorry, but the guy is class. Some of the passing in this game has been orgasmic. And Inter Milan definitely, says Dean Smith. Inter Milan, says Truth Made Solad. Inter Revenge on Lukaku. I tell you what, I would love Inter Milan. I'm buying that ticket. I'm not really, because it might be played behind closed doors. Who knows? But I would love us to play Inter Milan, because I just think they're not as good as everybody thinks they are. So I would love to get Inter Milan as well. I think we would beat them. Bruno is Ollie's Cantona, says Tony Whitehead. He could be. He could be. And Karen Took the Kid says, ooh, Mark Goldbridge with those Ferrero Rochers. You're really spoiling us. It was a Ferrero Rocher. Well done. Ighalo's been wonderful, says Rulander Becker. I mean, it was a tap-in, mate. But yeah, he's been wonderful. No, I'm not being sarcastic there. I'm really happy that he scored, but it was a tap-in. But he's in the right place at the right time. He's a striker. Bruno is our Kevin De Bruyne thoughts. 667, says Super Scotty Boy. It's all about Everton for me now. If we can go and win at Everton, I'm going to get excited. Give us Rangers so we can stuff Steven Gerrard like the good old days, says Stuart Nicholas. I'm liking that one. I'm liking that one as well. And what do you think about Ollie now? In or out? Do you see the rebuild, says Kane Harris. Mate, I would be such a flip-flop if I said Ollie in now. I mean, we're beating a team with 10 men who aren't that good. Ask me that question after we've played Everton, Man City and Spurs, and then I'll tell you if I'm thinking we're turning this around. King Callum 1 says, hey Mark, how do you think Inter Milan will do in their debut season in the MLS? Inter Miami, sorry. King Callum, I don't know, because I don't know anything about the MLS. I don't watch it. And who do you think Ollie's going to go out in the second half? Chong and Matic, or God forbid Lingard? I really want to see Chong on this pitch. Really want to see Tahith Chong on the pitch second half, because if you can't play him in a game like this, just go and play him. First game we've ever been 3 goals ahead at half time under Ollie. # love Bruno, says Chris Chisholm. And Nick P says, I want Inter. I've been bantered on Twitter by Italians telling me how amazing Romelu is and how mistreated him. Really want to stuff them. I think I'm buying this Bruno, this Inter ticket. I would love to see it. Just showing the penalty incident there, I think Harry Maguire is very lucky not to give a penalty away in the first few minutes. Swings and roundabouts, isn't it? They didn't VAR it though, and there is VAR, so you can't moan too much. But the defender is just an absolute prat here. I don't know the rule though. I don't know why they had to VAR it, because he definitely is using his hand. So I don't know why they even have to review that, to be honest. Sub Bruno, Fred and James, please. Injury could happen, says Joy Pazareba. 667 Lucky, says Azamat Kamadev. Mark, thoughts on Inter going for Martial in the summer, says James Smith. They ain't going to get him. Would it be too cocky from Ollie to only send out 10 men for second half to get some competition, says Rooney Stenson. Oh, he'd get destroyed, mate. What are your thoughts on Kay Havertz, says Trust Alikawa. He's good. He's a good player. Just watching the Ighalo goal back here, it's lovely play by Bruno. And it's really intelligent play by Mata to stay on side as well. James, Bruno, Harry off, Chong, Mason, Brandon on, says Mr. Glenn Johnson. And James is becoming a Jay Lings at the moment, just running around with or without the ball, says Shia Miller. To be fair to James though, if that Pratt defender hadn't handballed it, that was probably going to go in for Dan James, and that would have been 1-0. So, and we would have been playing against 11 men, and we would have said, what a good goal. So it's all swings and roundabouts. But Bruno Fernandes has had a major part in every goal. Like every goal Bruno has been involved in. Just reminding myself of the match reaction. Not about that. I already know about that. I don't need to remind myself about that. But I want to see Chong on in the second half for sure. Bruno started all the goals, says Gio. Mark, if you could have dinner with one ex-United player and one Bond actor, who would they be? I'd go with Cantona and Connery. Imagine the conversation, says the mystery man. That is one of the most wackiest but brilliant things I've ever been asked. An ex-United player and an ex-Bond member. Well, my ex-United player that I'd like to sit down with would probably be Roy Keane. And then my Bond would probably be... Well, he's dead now. Roger Moore. I think he'd be good. Hello, Alan. So... I quite like I like Daniel Craig. Roy Keane and Daniel Craig, they kick the crap out of each other. Mark, in your opinion, do you think there's a possibility this game may go to our heads, being the team and not just as fans? Says Tafri M. Jamu. Not really. I think Everton on Sunday will be a real tough test for us. So I think there's no chance of complacency slipping in, because at Goodison Park's always a hard place to go for United. Even when we were good. I mean, we got beat 4-0 there last year. So Everton at the weekend will be a really good test for us. I think I'm going to win. I think we are going to win. I'm liking the Bruno Mata link up, says Shashi Sandeep. And did someone say Martial was injured, says George Best. And thanks for the contribution, Aline Azax. Yes, apparently Martial has a bit of a knock. I think he will be all right for the game against Everton, though. But apparently has a bit of a knock, which he picked up in training. Please respond to me, says Atlantis. I'm responding. What do you want me to say? Manchester United are playing great football. This is the best I've seen them play in a while, says Patrick Dell. And thoughts on Zaha, Mark, says Man United fan 70. He plays for Palace. Good football by Manchester United, says Stanley Brown. And Cantona 7, Mata has found someone to play tiki-taka with. Bruno and Mata moving like water. Can I just say can I just be the devil's advocate here? Because all I'm going to say is Club Brugge aren't very good. They're down to 10 men. They're missing 3 of the best players, and they've sat back and defended. So if Mata and Bruno play like this against Everton, I'd be very impressed. But I don't think Mata can do this against good teams. So that's what I think about Mata. As for United in general, this is too easy for us. It's too easy. It's not a proper test. So I just think you've got to take the positives. You've got to take the momentum. You've got to take the confidence. And take it into the Everton game. That's all we can do. It's not our fault that Bruges are missing key players and are down to 10 men. You can only play what's in front of you. But I'm not going to get carried away by it, because I just think it's ridiculously easy. And it's not a proper test anymore. But that's not our fault. I think we were going to beat them 3 or 4-0 with 11 men, though. And I thought we started the game off really well. We looked a little bit rusty on the break. Maybe Maguire could have been sent off. Maybe it could have been a penalty the other way. But we did start off well. We had 4 or 5 shots on goal before they had the man sent off. And to me, it looked like it was set up to be a really good game. I think we were going to win it, but I think they looked like they were going to have a go on the break. I hate any game of football when someone goes down to 10 men, because it just negates the game. I just don't like somebody being sent off. I just never have. I'd rather see 11 against 11, because you see a proper game of football then. There's no excuses, is there? But we've got to just, like a lot of people are saying, keep using the ball. It's a great training exercise. There's a lot of space there, so we should be trying to do triangles and create goals in good ways, which is what we did with the Ighalo goal. All these things in a proper game are worth 10 times more than they are in training. Mark, you're a legend. Bruno looks fire. Up United to Sean Dunn. And McTominay's looked positive, yeah. I mean, this is the perfect game for Scott McTominay to come back into. Gets a goal, pushing Matic now, who will start on Sunday. I do think we're going to play 5 at the back against Everton, by the way. Is Bruno world class, as Joey March? I think all I would say is, look, you lot can do what you want. The whole point of United Stand is you've got a voice. Whether it's the fan cams after the game, whether it's the comments under the video, whether it's the live comments, whether it's the call-ins, it's your voice. And I never ever want to dictate what the voice should be. But what I would say is, let's not turn into Arsenal. Let's be the club that we are. Let's be the realistic, classy club that we are. Let's not run away with ourselves. Let's not start saying Bruno Fernandes is world class after 5 games. He has been a revelation. I told you he was going to be a revelation, but he ain't world class yet. We don't want him to be world class yet. He's a brilliant signing. Let's develop it. Hey, Chong's on. Chong for Dan James. That's the sort of tune I like. I'm happy about that. See, I'm getting excited. I'm turning into exactly what I said don't turn into. Hype train. But no, I'm really happy with that substitution from Ollie. Get Chongi on. Get Dan James off. Rest him for the weekend. Very, very clever, intelligent substitution, that. Very happy about that. Welcome to Alfie Graydon, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. And Ciprino says, Club Brugge is better than Astana and we were crap. If we played like this every week, we wouldn't be all out. Well, that's the challenge, isn't it? Against better teams, can we play like this? And we've got Everton, Manchester City, Everton, Derby, Manchester City and Spurs are our next 4 games. So we've got an opportunity there to go and play like this against those teams. So let's see if we do. But what I was trying to say is, let's not be Arsenal. Let's not get carried away. Let's not say, oh, we've beaten bloody Bruges 4-0. We've beaten Tranmere 6-0. So we're going to go and beat Everton 5-0. I just think take it game to game. Take the positives. See what the next game brings. Because we've been, and the reason I say that is because we've been made to look like idiots before. Like, we've said, oh, we're going to go and win the next 3 games, and then we haven't. So, consistency is the word. Van Persie said it. You've all said it. We need to be consistent. And let's not overhype the pudding yet. Let's wait and see what's going to happen over the next 3 or 4 games. Because if we do, and we can, go and win those games, then maybe we do start to get excited. But at the moment, let's just wait and see. Ighalo's just gone down injured here. Opinion on Matuidi, Mateus De Ligt and Mats Hummels, says Kali Zuhar. I don't really have much of an opinion on them at all. They're Juventus players. Rahul V says Bruno makes it all simple, no stepovers and not a show pony, ideal United player. And Red Baron says, if you starve a human so long, a prawn looks like a mighty feast. Just a saying I made up, thinking how United fans feel now. Well, look, but I don't have a problem with United fans getting excited because we have been starved. You're right, Red Baron, we have been starved. And, a bowl of rice with no seasoning and no extras can look like a Big Mac meal and chips because you've not had anything to eat for a while. So I get that. But the tests, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with being positive. I just think maybe just be a little bit realistic with it as well. Let's just be patient. Let's just wait and see because the games are coming. And if we win at Everton, I'll be the first one to say that's impressive. If we don't lose to City, I'll say that's impressive. If we beat Spurs at whatever they call their new ground, I'll say that's impressive. Chong has been great. Hope he produces, says TJ Smith. Yeah, I'm really hoping that we can get Chongi on the ball this second half. Loving the prospect of easy advancement and Chong coming on, but I'll be impressed when we look like this on Sunday. Everton will be different, says Sean Finity. Yes, I think so. Chong came on for Dan James' film, stood out. Jamil says it's like you're on LSD today. I've not been that bad, have I? I don't know. I feel all right. I think it's because it's such a dead game. I'm trying to keep the mood up. Here's Chong. Knocked off the ball a bit easy and wins it back. I think Chong needs to muscle up a bit, doesn't he? I think the mistake we made, Manchester United, this season is that Gomez and Chong, and I don't think anybody can disagree with me here, Gomez and Chong should have gone on loan in the summer. Free from desire. Mine intensive verified. I don't know why I wanted to sing that, but remember tomorrow, whether you're at school, at work, or whatever, Boss Goldbridge says it's Friday, so you're allowed to pop to the toilet or the shops or something like that and just sit down and watch the United stand at midday tomorrow for the Europa League draw. We want Inter. We want Inter to deliver an L to Lukaku, or we want Rangers to make Gerrard slip over again. Elaine Isaac says, Mark, hope I can punch above my weight like you. Love you and the channel from South Africa. By the way, it's Alain like the F1 driver. Alain Prost. Please, for the love of God, stop calling him Chongi, says George Cronis. I'm being ironic. I hate the nicknames. You know what? This will make you laugh. You know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know what he calls. Martial, who's already got a nickname, Tony Martial. He calls him Anto. He called him Anto in a bloody press conference last week. He called Martial Anto. He's called Anthony Martial. His shortened version of his name is Tony. It's Tony. And he calls it. He's made up another nickname. That's the thing with Ollie. He uses nicknames and they're really annoying. Chongi, Rashi, Gomezi, Harry. That is his name. But Tony is his bloody shortened name and he calls him Anto. Hey, Brugge have had a nosebleed. They've just took a corner there. But 5 minutes gone. That's good for them. Anto. It's like calling Dan James D. He'll be calling Marcus Rashford Marco soon. Which is... I don't know. He likes a nickname, does Ollie? Anyway. Love you, Mark. Stay safe from the coronavirus. This is 1291. P.S. Matter loves Bruno. Matter and Bruno equals good. I really hope that this coronavirus doesn't spread worldwide. And if anybody's affected by it, in all seriousness, I think there's a lot of banter and comedy attached to it, and I don't have a problem with that because I think that when something's quite serious, dehumanizing it and making it funny can help people deal with it. But I hope it's not going to go like it has gone in China and it seems to be going in Italy, because it will destabilize the world. I don't think it's going to be anything that we need to really fear, but I think it will be just into having to play behind closed doors today. I mean, if that starts to happen in the Premier League and stuff, I think it'd just be a really big shame. So I'm hoping that they can get a hold of it, but how they're going to get a hold of something like that just seems to spread wildly, I don't know. Arsenal are losing, says Jordan Such, and thanks to Matov Darlow. There's got to be a tweet in that. And Alain Isaacs, welcome. Thank you, Alain, for joining the United Stand Members Club. And Olympiakos just scored, says George Barras. All I'm going to tweet is Arsenal, and I've got it. Don't worry, I have stuff saved on my phone for this. I have stuff saved on my phone, and even if it just winds them up for a minute until they equalise, it's still worth it because it's just pure banter. They're so funny. I can't find it now. Where is it? Why are you so down? Why are you so low down in my bloody things? You're normally high up. Now I can't find it. Where is it? Where is it? Well, Mata wants a penalty here. No, it's not a penalty anyway. It's outside the box. Might get a free kick. He has got a free kick. Edge of the box for Manchester United. Why can't he find one of my favourite bloody GIFs? I use it all the time. Ah, there it is. It's gone. It's away. Let's call Andres Pereira Andy Perry then, says Niak. And Jordan Such, is Zayn Miasi present? We haven't seen Zayn tonight, have we? And NK20, welcome, latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Anyway, let's just watch this free kick whilst we also laugh at Arsenal. Of course, Arsenal are not out. Bruno's on the free kick. I wouldn't be surprised if this went in. Oh, it's terrible. He's not happy with himself. Don't worry, Bruno. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. You're a genius. Everybody has a bad day. He just doesn't catch it right. Mark means worm in Norwegian language, says Jenks1102. Yeah, but Jenks1102 in English means twat. So, 1-1. Not a very good free kick from Bruno there. But, yeah, we will be live at midday tomorrow with the Europa League draw. So, join us for that. And I hope we do get Inter. We might not get Arsenal. They're losing 1-0 at the moment. I mean, I am enjoying tonight now. It's nice to be comfortably through and hoping Arsenal are going to get knocked out. But I don't think Olympiacos are that bad from what I remember. I tell you what, Arsenal can't afford to get knocked out of the Europa League because they ain't getting top 4. And it is a strong Arsenal team. Aubameyang, Lacazette, Pepe, Ozil. They've gone strong and they're 1-0 down. And Olympiacos have had more... They've not had a shot on target. Arsenal have not had a shot on target. There you go. Welcome to... yeah, we've done those. Celtic 0, Copenhagen 1 to Stephen Bihani. Arsenal seriously struggle. I think Arsenal will go through, but it's just always nice to have a few minutes of bantering them, isn't it? Here's Chong down that left-hand side. You know what? I'm actually enjoying this game now because I've just, I was a little bit disappointed in the first half because it was too easy. But you know what? Sometimes you just deserve a game where we can all watch Manchester United play and it's just no pressure, very easy. Prediction 4-0. Yes, good point from YT Shadow. How many goals are we going to get? How many goals are we going to get then? I think we will get 5. Hopefully 6, but I think we'll get 5. Wan-Bissaka. Good cross. Just not being attacked in the right area again. Wan-Bissaka does consistently put good crosses in. I've noticed that over the last month or so. His crossing's actually quite good. Bruno nearly got Mata in. Goes for a corner. He's a magician. He's a magician, that Bruno. Alvin Block says 7-0. A lot of 4s and 5s. Noah says, I think it will stay the same. And Zayn Miasi's here. Mark, I'm fuming with Arsenal. We're loving it. We're loving it. We're loving it like that. Bruno's on the corner. He's gone short to Luke Shaw, who taps it back to Bruno, who whips it in and it's headed away. Have to commend your form tonight, Mark. We've seen a night of prime Goldbridge, says Sean Finn. I don't even know what I've done. I don't know what I've done. I need to bottle this and remember it for every stream because I don't even know what I've done. I don't know what's different. Oh, I feel sorry for Genk. Mark, it's B. Harry, says Stephen B. Harry. There we go. Ighalo holds it up well. Oh, he's offside. Well, I think for Ighalo, I still think, if we're being critical, Ighalo doesn't look match fit for me. But he's not going to look match fit. But the great thing is, at the start of the game, we said he's got to score. He's got to score today because that's the most important thing. If he scores, he's got his first goal for United. He's missed a couple of chances. His fitness and sharpness will come. Playing today, just give him 90 minutes, is going to be a real big boost for him. And his link-up play has been quite good as well. Ajax are going out as well. I mean, I don't know much about... Does anybody know much about Getafe? I mean, I don't really know anything about them. I really don't know anything about them. They've got someone called Mata who plays for them. He's bloody good. He's flex. It's Mata's brother. He's brilliant. But I don't know much about Getafe, but I know they're doing well in La Liga this season, and they're about to knock out Ajax, who... I think Ajax are a decent side, but obviously not. Obviously not. Mata and Bruno are unreal together, says Mark Jones. Mata looks so much better alongside Bruno, says White Owl. And very impressed tonight. Good performances all round. Bruno has been superb. Fantastic that Arsenal are getting beat. Forever in our shadow. Ighalo, says MUFC for life. McTominay goes forward, tackled. Mark, final is Arsenal versus United for Europa League. Over hat-trick. Arteta will know how to contain Bruno. Yeah, mate, you need to equalise first. Before you start talking about playing as in the Europa League final, you need to bloody equalise. Because at the moment, you're going to extra time. And the problem is, for Arsenal, is even if you score, if they score again, you're out. So you've got to be very careful. George Ramos, a happy United equals a happy Mark. Come on, United, says George Ramos. Look, I said this on the winter break, and since the winter break, we've won 4 games in a row. No, we haven't. We drew with Bruges, didn't we? But we've done well since the winter break. I want United to do well. Is there a London get-together soon, says Alex23? There will be a London get-together. It's just not been arranged yet. Ajax have been kind of thrashed, Christoph Lamik, you're right. Still half an hour to go in this. Come on, United. Come on, United. Oh, tell you what, Mata and Bruno there. And Ighalo just didn't read it. You've been taking my YouTube cherry, Mark. Couldn't be happier, says Elaine Isaacs. And just finished teaching self-defence. Who scored, says Nick Warren. Bruno penalty, Ighalo goal and McTominay. Double substitution for Bruges here. What do you think Bruno could do for Sanchez, says Richard Pearce? Smack him in the mouth and send him out of the club? I don't think Sanchez has a future at Manchester United, and I don't want Sanchez to have a future at United. At the end of the day, Alexis Sanchez is like an old shirt that you thought was a really fashionable shirt that is actually a shit shirt, and it's like trying to go out, it's like getting it back and pretending it's good. It's never going to be good. You thought it was going to be good. It's never coming back into fashion. I just want Bruno Fernandes out of... not Bruno. My words are getting mixed up. I don't mean it, Bruno. No, Bruno, don't hate me. I don't mean it. I mean Alexis Sanchez. I want him out. I want him out to Manchester United. There isn't away goals in the Europa League this year, Marky Boy, says Young Knockout. There is. There is. I've heard this myth before. There is away goals. I'm going to check now. So you've either scammed me or you're telling the truth. They do. They're considering changing it, but they still use it. You did well to get an ex-Premier goalkeeper as a moderator, Mark. Respect to Paul Robinson. He's got nothing else to do. Celtic are currently going out. My family are Scottish and Italian and they're celebrating it. However, I need them through for the coefficients as MUFC for life. Mark, it's a Greek tragedy for us tonight. This is a joke. I'm fuming. Oh. If this is true, I am laughing my head off. This is true. This please better be true. Please be true. I'm hearing that Tahith Chong's down injured, so I don't want him to be injured. But I'm hearing I might have heard this through the grapevine. Well, no, maybe not. Maybe not. I'm hearing that Arsenal may have conceded a second goal. It's not 2-0. Mata is having a blast tonight, says Rooney Stenson. And it's still 1-0 in the Arsenal game. Oh, I got excited there. But Chong here, he went into a 50-50 with Mingale. Mingale gets there first. It's not a foul on Chong, but he has caught it in the hip. So hopefully he's all right. He does. Man United fan, would I take Zaha back? I think it'd be too expensive for what we're looking for, to be honest. It's not a penalty on Chong, no, because Mingale gets to the ball first. So it's definitely not a penalty. It's no penalty, that. No penalty. See, have a look how well my tweet's doing on Twitter. Actually, it's not had the number of tweets I thought. Arsenal fans not happy. You like to see it. I think Bruno's just come off, hasn't he, for Lingard? Yeah. I would like to have seen Gomez on the bench, yes. I just don't get it. I mean, all right, he won't sign a new contract, but have they ever thought that the way to get him to sign a new contract might be to get him to play games, or even better, like if he plays games and he does well, you might give him the money he deserves. It just makes no sense to me with United, but. Bruges have done quite well with 10 men. I think United, it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to get up for it when you're 3-0 up and the game's over. Can we have a Ricky impression, says Mike? I don't like it when people ask me for impressions. That's what makes it hard, because you know, it's hard to do the impressions when people are demanding it, if that makes sense. Makes sense to me, Mark. Makes sense to me, Mark. All I want to say, Fleck, is Juan Mata. There needs to be a new number for Juan Mata. Now, hold up. Let me just say this, Fleck. Like, everyone's going to say Bruno this and Bruno that. But if Juan Mata was not on the pitch tonight, Bruno would have died. It was his oxygen. That Juan Mata is superb. And imagine if people talk about McTominay, right? People talk about Scott. Imagine if Matic had played that game. Matic, he would have scored a hat-trick, he's that good. But Mata, there's no number for Juan Mata. Like, he's a number 11, Fleck. 11 out of 10. Can we make a first 11 of players called Mata for Ricky from around the world, says Richard Booth. You can crack on. I can't think of a goalkeeper beginning with Matt. Alex Ferguson, greatest manager in Aberdeen history, says Callum Sangstar. I mean, Eric Bay's played tonight, by the way. We've had no real notice of Eric Bay. It's been very, very easy for him, hasn't it? And I don't think he will play. What about drawing Roma in the next round, says Stephen B. Harry? To be honest, I wouldn't mind Copenhagen now. If you want an easy game, Copenhagen would be quite good. But Celtic will be right pissed off going out. I mean, I think Rangers knocking Brugge out is much better. And here's Chong into the box. Can he deliver? Oh, it was a lovely cross. Luke Shaw. Oh, bombing around. And Bruges will get rid of it. Chong with the cross. It was a lovely cross by Chong, but again, Ighalo's not really attacked it in the right place. Luke Shaw shoots and Mingale makes the save. So yeah, at the moment, Copenhagen are going through. I wouldn't mind them. Inter Milan looking good. Basel already through. Leverkusen. There's a few. I don't really mind who we get. I don't think Roma are very good though. I think we'd beat Roma okay. We could beat them 6-1 again. Or was it 7 actually? I remember Carrick scoring that game. Delicious. Chong is looking terrible, mate. Dan James is way better, says Sergey Mamedov. Yeah, but you gotta play him. You gotta play him, haven't you? It was 7-1. Thanks, Sam and Marcus. Ollie's made the right thing by playing him. I think he's going to make another substitution here. Bruno's already off. I think Juan Mata's coming off. No, he's not. I think if they'd not gone down to 10 men, this might have been a decent game. I still think we would have won, but what's the point of Lingard, says Modder Girl. I don't know why Lingard's playing again. He's had so many chances in a United shirt, and if he can score, if he scores against 10 men, what do we learn? Like, see, that's a bad pass by Lingard there. Crap layoff. I tell you what, it'd be nice to play Roma from the point of Chris Smalling, though, wouldn't it? Mason Greenwood's coming on. Just doing his own work. Before he comes on. So, probably for Ighalo. Ighalo's probably knackered, isn't he? Change Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Spider-Man needs a rest, says Sergej Mamedov. Well, Fred's going to play another 90 minutes as well, isn't he? You know, at some point, Fred's going to need a rest. I would presume it's going to be against Derby County next week. Paul Robinson says, how many pounds do you think we'll get for Lingard? Seriously? Seriously, I'm not going to crack a joke and say a packet of quavers or a post-it. I think 20 million tops. Anybody serious? How much do you think Lingard's worth? I think 20 million tops. Red Baron always preferred Celtic over Rangers. Family who live in Ireland like United and Celtic. Arsenal are in trouble because even if Arsenal equalise, if Olympiacos score again, Arsenal need to get 3 goals. Would you hug Fellaini for the league title? Says Mod. Oh yeah, give it. I'll give him a kiss as well, Marwan. Scott McTominay's coming off. Lovely goal as well, the way he stroked it in. I watch the Love Game with your commentary on YouTube through my phone. You are doing a great work. Keep it up, man, says Dawa Mushtak. Thank you, everybody, and please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. Be interested to see what's. I can't wait for the fan cams later to see Ricky. I think when United do well, Ricky's fan cam is always hilarious. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you've never watched a Ricky fan cam before, you're in for a treat. And you'll probably go back and watch old ones because it just makes me laugh. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, and he really believes what he's saying as well. And why shouldn't he? It's his opinion. I'm not trying to mock the man. I find, even though I disagree with a lot of what he says, I find his fan cams captivating. Fred, oh Fred, you've got to pass there. 72 minutes. This game's flown by, hasn't it? Second half, you've got to give credit to Bruges, down to 10 men. Knowing they're out of the tie, and second half they defended really, really well. Maybe United have took their foot off the pedal a bit. Harry Maguire into Chong, tries to put the cross in, and that's not going to be a goal. When's the Europa League draw? Tomorrow it is, Mohammed. We'll be live at midday tomorrow, so you can join us for the draw at midday tomorrow. We'll be live for that, having a little bit of a laugh and hopefully a bit of a good draw for United. And I believe that the next Europa League game is 2 weeks tonight, the first leg. Lingard, oh my God. That is the sort of shot you don't want to take when you're not doing very well, is all I'm going to say from Jesse. Awful. I dread to look at the live comments. A lot of time, edge of the box, eyes it up, and hits the corner flag. That's what you get for dancing in training. I'm joking. He scored against Tranmere though, so he might get a goal. In all seriousness, though, have you noticed that as soon as Bruno goes off the pitch, we look absolutely average again? Oh, God. not. It's so crap. It is a little bit. It doesn't matter at the end of the day, but I think we expected with it 3-0 at half time, we might go on and get at least a couple more. Somebody on Twitter's just replied to one of my tweets calling us Varchester United. Like, I think they think that winds United fans up. I just find it hilarious because absolutely every VAR decision that's gone our way in relation to penalties has been correct. Like, the only one that we've benefited from is the Harry Maguire one, which should have been a red card at Chelsea. But in relation to goals disallowed and penalties given, they've all been right. So Lingard is older than Bruno, yeah. Interesting fact. And I'm saying this from a, I'm definitely saying this from a point of sanctimonious. It's a bit like, when you're driving a Ferrari and you see somebody in a crappy old Skoda, and they drive quite well. But you still absolutely batter them, and you go, you know what? You are crap in a crap car, but you did well. And I would say, in relation to Club Brugge, I would applaud them on the second half. They've, and I feel sorry for their fans who've travelled all that way. Although not that one who's wearing a half and half scarf. You're getting what you deserve. There's a few of them in half and half scarves. You're getting what you deserved. I don't feel sorry for you anymore. But I think Club Brugge over both legs, for a team that we expected to win over both legs, I think they come out of it with their heads held high. I think when they've been able to get on the ball with 11 men in both legs, they've moved the ball quite well. And when they had Dennis the Menace in the first game, remember they're missing a couple of first team important players today as well. They've been most of the game down to 11 men. I think they've done well, Club Brugge, and they can hold their heads up high. But they'll probably be disappointed, of course, but it was always going to be a hard task for them with 11 players. It was always going to be a very hard task without a couple of their best players, and it was going to be an impossible task when you go down to 10 men. So, from United's point of view, I think we've took our foot off the pedal a little bit. Don't let Greenwood on his left foot. Ooh, I thought he'd found the bottom corner there. I think Lingard is man of the match, says Zlatan Numanovic. Dwayne says Lingard's one for the future. Zulu Warrior says United were fortunate against Chelsea. First goal disallowed should have been stood. They were both offside, mate. Like they were both offside. The draw is midday tomorrow. We will be live on here, so make sure you join us. And take off Bruno for Lingard and we look ordinary, says Blake's 8888. Yes. Roshan says Ollie's here to stay. I would. You're a brave man to think that, mate. He's got a chance, but I wouldn't say these are not goals. Sorry. It was a push, wasn't it? It wasn't offside, the first goal against Chelsea. Well, it was a push as well. So, it was a push. Giroud was offside and Azpilicueta did push the player, so... Midday is 12 o'clock in our country, SD Max 90. Arsenal are losing 1-0, so they're still in the game because it's 1-1 on aggregate, so they've both got away goals. But if Olympiacos did score, Arsenal would be in all sorts of trouble. But at the moment, they're all right. United could get a break on here. Fred a little bit slow. Luke Shaw hits it long. Greenwood takes it down well. Ighalo. Into Mata. Back to Ighalo. Edge of the box. Greenwood. He'll want a goal. Mason Greenwood will want a goal tonight. Harry Maguire, he might hit it. Not a very good hit, that. Bounces back towards the halfway line. Luke Shaw gives it to Eric Bailly. And look, we mustn't forget that Manchester United have been a little bit... there were times in the first half when it was 0-0 where... And United had a few chances, so I'm not saying that Bruges deserved to go in front. But there was times we looked a little bit shaky against Bruges before the sending off. So we've not had it all our own way this game, but the red card changed the game, and it's made it a very easy night for United, and United have done what they needed to do. And sometimes against 10 men, when you get the goals, it's difficult to keep your foot on the pedal, and I think United have struggled to do that second half. Lingard, goal, good setup, well done. Defensive mistake, assist for Fred. Fred the Red makes it 4. And Lingard gets the assist. Fred the Red. And we have, at least we've scored in the second half. It was looking like it wasn't going to happen. And defensively, it's Luke Shaw who pressures the player and wins the ball to get it to Lingard, who wins a 50-50, and it's an easy pass to set up Fred, and it's an easy finish by Fred as well. And Fred gets a goal. And he doesn't get many. He doesn't get many, does Fred? An assist for Lingard as well, but it all comes from good high pressure from Luke Shaw, which will go unnoticed. It'll all be like, oh, Jesse's back. He's got an easy assist. I'm back, Ollie. I'm back. Pick me up against Everton. But that comes from really, really good pressure from Luke Shaw high up the pitch. 4-0 to Manchester United. Easy work for Manchester United. Celtic have equalised as well. That's good. So that's going to extra time as well. It ain't going to extra time for United. And also for Arsenal, if they don't get through and they're playing extra time, they've got to play on Sunday as well. So Arsenal are going to start to feel this Thursday, Sunday thing a lot quicker than we are. Oh, Lingard, he's back. He is back. Oh, he thought he was Gascoigne there. He's playing. See, confidence is a big thing, though, isn't it? I can't take that down. Get that new contract out for Jesse, says the live comments. Fred scored the fourth, Ollie Fisher. So we've got about 7 or 8 minutes left. I think Bruges will be quite happy that it's... I think they would have took 4-0 at half-time, wouldn't they? Considering they were 3-0 down. So yes, the draw is fast coming up tomorrow lunchtime in the Europa League. And our first leg of the next round will be only 2 weeks tonight. It seems to be we're playing every bloody Thursday at the moment because they've moved the FA Cup game against Derby to Thursday night next week. I'm like, why? Why are we playing Derby on a bloody Thursday night in the FA Cup? So we're pretty much playing every Thursday for the next 3-4 weeks now, because we'll play Derby next week and then we'll play first leg of the Europa League the week after and then second leg the week after that. So every Thursday for the next 3 weeks for United. Bing, 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 bing. Well, there's a late free kick here for Ighalo. For Genk. I've called him Genk before. Club Brugge. They're called Club Brugge. To put a cross in. I wouldn't like them to get a goal, no. Screw the... Screw the sentiment. I want a clean sheet. That's it. Get rid. Get rid. Mason Greenwood's onside here. This should be goal number 5. They're queuing up. Lingard. Oh, he should have scored. Well, you got an assist. You should have got a goal. He gets played in by Greenwood. It's closer to the goal than McTominay's chance. And I don't know how he doesn't find the net. Luke Shaw probably would have been given offside because Luke Shaw's right in the way of the goalkeeper. So it might not have been given anyway, to be fair. But... 5 minutes to go. Manchester United looking very, very good. And... oh, Copenhagen have made it 2-1. That's Celtic out because they've got 2 away goals now. Celtic would need to score 2 goals in the last 5 minutes. Not going to happen for Celtic, unfortunately. They're going to be going out of the Europa League. And United might still get another goal here. They've found another second wind in this second half. But I'm massively looking forward to the game against Everton now. I think it's going to be a massive test for us. And I'm quite confident that I think confidence in football is so important, and I think that United will take so much confidence into that game from the fact that we've scored a lot of goals in our last few games and we haven't conceded that many either. And Everton put a lot of work into Arsenal last week, and you know a win for them would put them, I think, level with us or even a point behind us. So they're going to fancy their chances, of course, but proper test at Goodison Park, and it'll be a measure of how far we've come under Ollie, because we got smashed there, didn't we? 4-0 last April. They absolutely battered us. So I think it's in more ways than one. It's a real... what are Bruges doing here? It's a real test for Manchester United as to are we developing under Ollie, and I think with Bruno playing as well. Looking forward to that, indeed. It's now 3-1 to Copenhagen. I think Celtic have obviously tried to go for it and been caught out on the break there. So Celtic will be going out of the Europa League. Copenhagen for Manchester United might be a game that you might fancy in the draw tomorrow as a game that's relatively, I'm not going to say easy, but a couple of minutes to go. Easy work for Mingale there. Of course, the big thing is I hope that Anthony Martial is fit for the game against Everton on the weekend. Has a knock, apparently. Luke Davis says Sevilla are out. I didn't even know Sevilla were in it. Oh, Chong there. Lovely work down the left-hand side. And he hits it just wide. Sevilla went out to Cluj. Oh, no, they're not out yet. But they're going to go out. That's a big result as well. That's another game we could get. We could pull out Cluj. Lovely play by Chong there, though. Well, like I said, I'm looking forward to Ricky's fan cam after the game, and I'm looking forward to doing the player ratings. We've had 3 minutes added on here. Mata into Lingard. Nice little slide rule for Ighalo. He's gone a bit wide there. I think if Ighalo can just find another yard of pace, I think he's going to be a real asset for us. Oh, Greenwood again. What a shot. Just wide from distance. I'll tell you what, from the edge of the box, that lad is electrifying. It's Danny Zuko. If you know, you know. Chong's played pretty good. A couple of super chats here. We've got Rick Hickory Dickory says Ricky's team would be Christian Matinia, Federico Mattielli, Joel Matip, Mikola Matavienko, Alice Matteo, Nemanja Matic, Uros Matic, William Matthias, Juan Mata, Rabbi Matondo, and James Mata. There you go. Well done, mates. You've done a 5. And Solskjaer versus Solbakken if we draw Copenhagen. Norwegian duel on the bench. There are fixtures there that would be quite good for us. Arsenal look like they're going to extra time, by the way. They're still losing 1-0. Ajax need another goal to push it to extra time. Benfica are going out to Shakhtar Donetsk, which is quite a big result as well. Celtic are out. Inter Milan are going through. And Sevilla are going out as well. So some big shouts in the Europa League. Draw is tomorrow at midday, which is 12 o'clock. So you can join us for that live tomorrow at lunchtime. Arsenal looking like extra time in their game. Melvin Cooper says, thanks for the stream today, Mark. Well, thanks for everyone for tuning in. Really enjoyed it. Lingard gives it out to Chong. Can we get a 5th late on? Chong, Fred. Yes. What a finish. 5-0 Manchester United. Chong gets the assist. Fred makes it 5. We've scored a lot of goals like that today. Just lining it up at the edge of the box. And the finishing from the edge of the box has been very, very good for Manchester United. And it ends, well, it will end now. Manchester United 5. Club Brugge 0. Late goals are always a bit of a pain in the arse because, as you know, I try to go live pretty much straight after the game, which means I have to change thumbnails and everything. But it's all good. And it's good for Fred as well, because Fred normally, from the edge of the box, ain't that good. And that is the final whistle. Manchester United have won this game 5-0 against Club Brugge. It was game over the minute they had the Pratt at the back sent off. But that was never Manchester United's problem. United 3-0 at half-time. They've gone and got a couple of goals in the second half, which, to be honest with you, you know, just adds the icing on the cake, doesn't it? So thanks everyone for watching. We will be doing the player ratings. The link is in the video description for that. I'll be live in about 60 seconds with that one. Really appreciate everyone joining in. It's been a funny old game. It's been a funny old game for Manchester United, but Sevilla are going to go through on away goals apparently. And Fred, man of the match, says Josh Sutton. Well, you can join me for man of the match. Links in the video description with that one. And Bruno's over the moon with Fred. Bruno and Fred are tight. But link in the video description. I'll see you with the match reaction and the player ratings in about 60 seconds time. Speak to you in a minute.